Welcome back to the Steelers TV live coverage of the Continental Cup Group F from Aalborg in Denmark. We are zooming in to the Gigantium Ice Arena, the host of today's game between the Sheffield Steelers and HK Olimp of Riga. Jonathan Fernley here alongside Ron Shudra, and the Steelers played so well yesterday, we've put our suits on for you. It was a 3-1 victory for the Steelers, but it came at a cost. Brendan Connolly was injured. He will not play tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about the Steelers' lines and the readjustments they may have to make. But first of all, Ron, such a good start for the Steelers yesterday. They can't guarantee going through with a win today. They'll need to wait on other results. But it's a great opportunity presented to themselves this afternoon. It is for sure. You know, they've got to come out and try and do what they did yesterday. Obviously, they gave up a 5-on-3 early doors, and they weathered that storm and then sort of built a little momentum themselves and got through it, obviously getting a goal themselves. So they've just got to play it a little bit tight, a little bit more defensive, I think. You know, obviously, Aalborg did a good job moving the puck around the defensive zone, but nothing really penetrating the high areas that were high-scoring areas. So Sheffield can keep that up again. They've got a chance. The Aaron Fox way of playing Steelers hockey, lots of speed, lots of attacking, scoring bunches. They won with 14 shots yesterday. It's been a long time since a Steelers team did that. I can't imagine ever them winning, you know, with 14. Usually, you know, obviously with Aaron, they want to get the puck up the ice as quick as they can. You know, one thing we didn't see yesterday, I think I mentioned it just once, was a long stretch that the teams like to do, defense up to the far blue line, stretch it out. Aalborg never gave them a chance. They forechecked hard. I think I only saw it once or twice, and that's how Aaron and the team generate that quick offensive regroup sort of stuff and get that attacking style. So we'll see what happens today with Olimp, and we'll see if the D can move the puck up a little bit more as opposed to being the ones that are rushing up the ice all night. Earlier on today, David Sims sent us a video from his hotel room. We were initially concerned. Then it turned out it was just a news update.
A very good afternoon from Aalborg here in Denmark. Game 2 of the 2021 Continental Cup semi-final, and the Steelers, well, on paper, are in a pretty good position following their 3-1 victory against the host last night. However, here at the hotel, it's a very quiet Saturday morning. Most of the boys were up for breakfast, not all of them. That was predominantly to do with lunch was served at about 11 o'clock with the early start. You'll be glad to know that the Steelers staff enjoyed both breakfast and lunch. We don't like to miss a meal. Anyway, the boys aren't in good form in terms of injuries, as well as Marco Valleran being out, Tanner Eberle and Robert Dowd. We can now add to that list Brendan Connolly, who you would all have seen on the stream, free to air, was hurt at the end of the second period of last night's game. Cons was able actually to walk back to the hotel with a bad limp, but this morning after a night's rest it doesn't look good, so it's more than likely that we'll be having Brendan scanned while he's actually over here in Denmark, so we can get the full results of that injury sooner rather than later. Barry Brust, of course, was the hero of Friday night. Saturday, though, we go back to Rok Stojanovic, and he will get the start. Alex Graham will make the numbers up. He will be the 9th forward, as he was in the third period of Friday's game. And it's a big game for the Steelers tonight. They're playing the 4th seeded team, and victory tonight would all but assure Steelers' progression into the final stages of this competition. So it's grey, it's dull outside, it's windy, it's cold, and inside the rink it's blissfully cold, and there's not going to be many people there. About 60 to 80 Steelers fans made the trip. You would have heard them on the webcast last night. You will have seen them in the photographs that are all over our website and social media today, and they'll be in fine form, though I would imagine they might have sore heads this afternoon. 4 o'clock face-off here in Denmark, 3 o'clock back in Blighty. Hope you're having a good time enjoying the hockey and watching it on the stream, and I trust that Jonathan and Ron are keeping you suitably advised. From Denmark, Dave Sims reporting for Sheffield Steelers TV. You see, Rob Newbold, there's a purpose for me being out here.
From the Steelers camp over in Denmark, and not great news about Brendan Connolly. The Steelers already missing a full top line. They were without essentially 4 of their best goal scorers. Well, yeah, we mentioned it yesterday. I think it was 27 goals or something that combined at the top. Now you add Connolly into that as well, and now they really are in a hole. So the guys that are scoring, you just got to get the opportunities, and when you do have the opportunities, don't pass up a shot. Take your shot. Don't try to go back door. Don't try to look it off.
get it on net, you never know what can happen.
The 3 top scorers remaining in the Steelers lineup, DeLuca, Sointu, Lato, the 3 Steelers scorers yesterday. They stepped up big. They needed to.
Well, they had to, yeah. There's no reason why they can't. They have the offensive ability, obviously. They can shoot the puck, they can score, they can make plays. So, and they can forecheck when they want to. So it's something that they need to take care of tonight. They need to do what they got to do. Fold back and help out if you need to, and just play tight, look for your chances, and then take them when you got them.
If you missed the highlights yesterday, we'll be able to take a look back at some of the key moments from the game. And in truth, it was a game of very few chances, really. The Steelers scored 3 goals and didn't have many other great looks. Both teams had 5-on-3s, which were, well, squandered, really.
Well, they were. There wasn't a lot of chances out of those 5-on-3s, and first goal here coming up is a bit of a bouncing and a turnover, but then DeLuca does exactly what he does. He shoots the puck from that area, stick to the inside of the ice, and goes high glove, and the netminder down. You know, he had the opportunity in the second period as well for that same sort of shot and just missed it. So it's something that the man can do. We've seen it in the past. He loves to get that shot away, and we've seen him score 3-4 in a game, you know, using that quick release.
That was the only goal of the first period. The second period was scoreless. But it was a game that the Steelers were forced onto the back foot. But I think Aaron Fox will be pleased with how well his team absorbed that pressure. They didn't appear to be desperate at any stage.
No, they don't. As we see, there's the Connolly incident going down. Just sort of gets his leg tucked up underneath him. But yeah, Aaron Fox, if the guys can play tight defensively and then just nick one here and there, because they do have such a good offensive threat. They do have goal scorers that can score goals given opportunities. You know, you can see here that right away that Connolly was you know, telling the referee to blow it down. He knew something was wrong right away. Credit to the netminder there, gives him a little help off the ice, but it's something that happens. They got to get on with it.
This was the equalising goal, and at this stage you just wondered if the tide was going to start to turn. The Steelers short on bodies, but there was a great response. There
was. I mean, the goal, it really comes from out of nothing. It's a rim around the boards here. Defensively, everybody was in the way. As now we're going to look at the Latel from Sointu. But again, high glove goalie down, and the release is there. They have the ability to score goals, and that's what they can do. So the tide was turning a little bit. Aalborg had a lot of offensive possession, a lot of movement, but again, they didn't have an awful lot of chances from that high slot. But Sheffield get 2, and what do? They put 2 away.
They added an empty net goal later on from Sointu. It was Brust who got the man of the match, but it's Rok Stojanovic starting in goal. And when Stojanovic has played the full game for the Steelers, he's been excellent. But there have been a couple of occasions this season when he's not been able to make it through because he's not got off to hot starts.
Well, that's the thing. We say it early all the time in all the broadcasts. A goalie loves to get those long-range shots just sort of floated in on them where they can feel the puck, they can move it, they can help their D out a little bit. Anything that comes in and it's backdoor or it's quick bang plays in front, no one's going to be ready for that. You want to have that little bit of a warm-up no matter what you do.
Opponents tonight, Olimp of Riga. They're only in their 3rd year of existence. 2 league seasons they've completed. They finished top and had a playoffs cancelled on them. Then they finished 2nd and won the playoffs. Hence they're here at this Continental Cup tournament. They've already won 1 round of qualifiers to get here, but they did lose yesterday, which means desperation stakes. Lose today, and they're almost certainly out.
Well, yeah, lose today in I think you were saying in regulation. If Sheffield can get something in regulation and everybody else doesn't, that puts them in a great position. So it's going to be a live or die. So Olympus got to come out. They've got to do something very, very, attacking oriented. They need to win the game. Period. They need to win the game if they want to try to progress. Sheffield can maybe absorb a little bit of pressure and nick one as they do. They need to win the game as well. But we've already got one under our belts. So it's going to be one of those, hopefully, back and forward things that Sheffield can come out on top with.
Well, let's take a look then at the Sheffield Steelers team for today, confirming the news that Rok Stojanovic will start in goal. And there's plenty of names from this lineup that are not icing tonight. We can remove Eberle, we can remove Connolly, we can remove Dowd, and we can remove Valorand. No place for Curtis Warburton either, as the Steelers have no limits on the number of non-homegrown players that they can ice during this tournament. So Brust will take on the backup duties. Olimp of Riga are rolling with 4 full lines of forwards, and they played the early game yesterday, so they've had the benefit of a few extra hours of rest.
It's 3 and 3, so you're going to have to play an evening and an afternoon and then an afternoon or whatever. So the players, they've got to get themselves prepared. They know it's going to be a difficult turnaround. It always is when you go in to do 3 and 3. Whether you're domestically, you look at Cardiff going up north this weekend with 3 and 3 Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and with some travel here. At least they're based in one sort of area. They're not far from the rink. They can get some food in them, get back, get sorted out physio-wise or whatever, get some rest, and then hopefully come back as fresh as they can for today.
No change of netminder for Olimp from yesterday. They're sticking with number 79, Andrei Bonch-Brevic, as their goaltender. Starting lines, they're starting 6, Brevic in goal, and then it'll be Pauls Svars, Georgis Pujaks, Michaelis Redlis, Alexis Sirakovs, and Nikita Prida getting the start for the team who will be officially the road team tonight in the white and black trimmed with gold. The Steelers are in the home orange, and we are underway. Game 3 of Group F. Steelers have played 1, won 1. Olimp Riga played 1, lost 1. And an early icing whistle and the chance for the Steelers to get a little bit of territory. There's not a great crowd inside the Gigantium Ice Arena, but those who were there are wearing orange and making a lot of noise.
Well, that's all they want, a little bit of help from your home fans, I guess, on this game. But a nice start there for Sheffield. A little bit 200 foot away. Stojanovic gets to watch the action a little bit from a distance, and hopefully Sheffield a little bit of zone time early on. See what we can kind of create just off this sort of draws.
Suarez under pressure. Steelers trying to force a turnover, can't manage it, and it'll be carried forward down the ice by the defenseman. Taken around to the outside by Prida. Stojanovic watches on. So important that his first few shots on goal are dealt with well. We saw what happened against Cardiff and in Manchester, and he does pass his first little test with a shot from in tight. Latal helps it out of the zone. All those early saves will help to boost that confidence.
And that's what you want. A little bit early on there, you see Sointu coming down and force a little bit low, and a little bounce pass past him, goes into a 3-on-2 right away. That Sheffield don't want to do. They want to try and stay above the puck. Third guy above the top of the circles. Allow your 2 forecheckers to do their job, and then you have a 3-on-3. We saw a lot of 4-on-2s yesterday and 3-on-2s given up by Sheffield because of that. So we'll have to see how they can handle it today.
Digging at the puck against the wall, Brahmanis moves it forward. Shot from the slot is not a good one. Goes to the corner, and it'll be picked back up by Abtsitis.
Yeah, DeLuca's not happy with that one. He takes the block on that. You can see him leaning on the stick. He was limping a little bit as he just gets a little bit of reprieve as he tries to chase this one down.
Usually okay, he didn't turn head to the bench. He skated up the left wing side. Steelers trying to make something of the puck in the offensive zone, but it won't last for much longer. Olimp bring it out in a little bit of a tight spot, and they just turn away from trouble, and the Steelers will get a full line change in. Olimp will back away and get their forward switched up also. Their third line out there now. Just 14 shots for the Steelers yesterday, including just 2 in that second period. They spent a lot of the game in their defensive zone. The Steelers will be very happy with their finishing. They've not really generated a chance of note just yet. The only shot on goal has come from Olimp. There's a little turnover that the Steelers are guilty of. Olimp into the offensive zone. The shot on Stojanovic. He pounces around and the Steelers get to it. And now they can rush up ice, and they've got a little 2-on-1 developing. There's an opportunity for a shot here. It comes in, and it goes in from Alex Graham. What a start. Onto the third line in place of Brendan Connolly. And he's made his chance count with a wonderful finish.
Yeah, fantastic effort there by Alex. You can see a 2-on-1 here. Defenseman leans off him. This is a nice spot. That's a perfect shot. Stick side low coming in from that side. Maybe a little bit more difficult with a righty shooting the puck going cross body, but at a good location. Just after Sheffield had to do a little bit of defensive work in their own end, they end up breaking it out. Olympia just being a little bit guilty, not back checking enough and not closing down Alex Graham maybe. And Alex Graham does have the shot that's good enough to score goals in the leagues, and given that opportunity, he's done exactly what needed to do for Sheffield. Early doors here, 1-0.
Perfect start for the Sheffield Steelers and for Alex Graham. His second goal of the season. He scored one at home against Guildford, and he's now got one in the Continental Cup. Steelers into the early lead. Music still blaring as the game is carrying on. A little bit distracting for all the players. Finally, the DJ hits pause, and the game will continue. Zeltz loses possession behind the goal. It's on the near side. Olimp get back onto it. So important that the Steelers can manage the situation, having gone in front. They don't want to immediately give it back up. Shot gets blocked. It'll come to the near side. Steelers just want to get it out of the zone. Can't manage it though. Schultz didn't get enough of a stick on it. Zvars goes back down low. Lenix. So a lot of all ball possession in these areas of the ice. That one is fed towards goal and was blocked. The pass forward is too far ahead of Sointu, and then the netminder has to leave it a goal. Couldn't go and play it outside the trapezoid, but the Steelers couldn't hit the pass into the slot. This one's going to be icing the other way.
Yeah, it was just Hogman there, just doing a little bit of a ditch-to-go dance as well. He blocks a shot off the foot, and you can see him go down, and he was hobbling a little bit. So two forwards taking 2 more shots, getting into shooting lane with DeLuca and then him. Not what you want to have in the first sort of 4 minutes of a game, having some sore feet, but great to get in that opportunity, and then they come back down a little unlucky. Sointu just not quite able to get a hold of that and go down the ice.
Olimp out with their 4th line. Not a luxury that the Steelers have available to them in this tournament. Not enough fit and healthy bodies available to Aaron Fox. Armstrong trying to get the puck in deep. Gets blocked before it reaches DeLuca. Sent forward down the near side. Steelers defend the blue line through Saksrud Danielson. Never really been a question about Alex Graham's finishing potential. It's always been about what the situation is at the other end of the ice with him. Often is with younger players.
It is. I mean, they have to learn how to play defense at a certain level. Obviously, you remember a lot of the guys that come up and get their chance in the Elite League have been top offensive guys in the junior ranks and things like that. So they're the ones with the puck all the time. So a lot of times they don't have to do as much defensive work as you needed to do here. And it shows. They have to learn the game from a different perspective.
Puck carried in by Redlis. Shooting chance from the far side. Stojanovic saves and then gathers it back in. It just dropped down at his side.
Just another one there. You see, they end up with a 3-on-2, and you saw the Olympus player right in the middle of the ice, and he decides to take himself out of a shooting area and push the puck wide to get a shot from the wide angle. So, to me, again, you're right down the middle of Main Street there. You've got 2 guys cross your net on you 2 on the outside and take that shot from the high slot. Why take it out and into the side? You're not going to usually beat a netminder from there of that size with a shot on a one-timer because you're just not challenging enough.
Face-off wedge. Shot goes wide from Olimp. Not having the greatest season, actually. 11 games in, and they've only won half of them. Mid-table in the Latvian league. They have already won 2 games in the previous group stage to progress this far. They lost their last game, but it didn't matter. They already knew they were through by then. Graham back out again, trying to win a puck for his team. Digging it out of the corner. Opportunity to clear for Adelsons. Doesn't take it. And the Steelers happy to have territory. Playing with the lead. In possession in the offensive zone with Valdix. Round to the far side. It should be cleared away by Jas. Goes behind the net. Teammate Janssens will try and help him out. Valdix back onto it. Does such a good job at reading the play and intercepting things. Still Steelers in the offensive zone. Schultz. He got an assist on that Graham goal. Latal gives it back to Schultz. And out to the far side. It's good possession from the Steelers. Opportunity for Latalo. He tried to play a slap pass, but there was no deflection on it. Twisting and turning is Hodgman. Always draws attention, but he couldn't get it to a teammate. It's intercepted by Koba Jas. He'll be able to help get his team out of the zone, but the limits of Olymp's ambitions was just to get it clear and get some players changed. Saksrud Danielson for Hodgman. No route towards goal. Trying to keep hold of it under pressure. Again, they know the danger that he will present. Even if you've not seen him before, a quick look down the stat sheets and you see 15 assists to a player's name, you're not going to give him time and space in the offensive zone.
Definitely not. He's going to be able to find somebody somewhere. And this is what we said. It's so important when you're off the puck. You don't have the puck on your stick. You got to be able to find some areas. And you get players like that can find you in those areas and put you set up really, really nice. And obviously you're going to get those good offensive chances, which he's done pretty much for the whole season so far.
Ellaby skating away from Grinbergs. And still he goes, Keaton Ellaby. Loses out in the corner to Pujaks, one of the players who has represented Latvia at the Winter Olympics. Age 40 now. Still a mainstay of this blue line for Olimp Riga. Jones. So often we'll see the Steelers defensemen, if they're given the space, they'll carry the puck into the offensive zone. Didn't have many opportunities to do it yesterday. Looks a little more open for them today. Jones plays the pass across. It'll be reached down low by the goal line. The angle is far too tight for a shot. Steelers were hoping for a fortunate bounce. Mosey. He'll snap one, and that takes a deflection and goes up and out of play off Sandis Grinbergs. And the Steelers have had a good 7 minutes to open this game.
I was just going to say that, yeah, this is exactly what they wanted to do when they started the game. They wanted to put a little bit of pressure more on Olimp than obviously that Alberg was doing to them. Not very many turnovers as well defensively, you know, in their own zone, although they are creating some stuff down into the offensive zone. Good puck possession, good timing, some interesting plays. They're staying above the puck now, and they're not giving the team an awful lot of chance to break out. Davy Phillips are doing a good job stepping up and limiting it.
Prida chasing after Schultz. We'll go back to Valdix. It's good skating. The Steelers getting out of their zone and moving through neutral ice with speed. And here's Valdix. Puck just came off his stick at the last moment. Recovered by Schultz after a little bit of help from Graham. He'll flick one hopefully towards goal. It got blocked by Sirakovs. Skating free is Redlish, and we've got an offside on the play and a little bit of a reaction. Nothing more will come of it.
No, a younger player doing what he needs to do there. It's Prida doing what he can. A little bit of interference there as running into the Sheffield Steelers defenseman at the blue line. Obviously, feet come up off the floor. That's what you need to keep the offense going and not turn offside. So, again, Sheffield doing a pretty good job trying to stand up at the blue line, doing what they need to do, making it difficult to get it deep into their zone. And Olimp need to do something. They have to put a little bit more forecheck pressure on them, get a little bit deeper behind the Sheffield defenseman and press more.
Face-off win for the Steelers. Sakshu Danielson shifts it across to Dane Todd. Chase down the left wing from Hodgman. Doesn't quite reach it. An opportunity for Olimp to send it around the boards, but it's blocked. And the Steelers will keep possession in the offensive zone. Oh, and that's going to be a trip by Hodgman. Just left his stick in there. And the first power play is coming the way of Olimp Riga.
Yeah, that's an excuse me penalty, that one, Hodgman. Like you said, the stick just got tangled up underneath the feet as he's trying to poke for the puck. A little bit unfortunate, but we'll have a little look here, see how Olimp's power play setup goes. And again, Sheffield does have to be exactly what they were doing yesterday. They were trying to keep it nice and tight. They're rolling around the top. You know, you got guys willing to give up the body to block shots, and that's what we saw a lot yesterday. A lot of shots were going off players. A lot of stuff was getting deflected into the corners. Even though they had some very, very good offensive possession, Alberg didn't get a lot of chances in tight. So we'll see what happens here. Power play, penalty kill. Sheffield were excellent yesterday.
Sirakovs wins the draw. Pujaks moves it on. Taking over is Svars. He'll take it behind the net. 5-on-4 advantage then for the team in white, Olimp of Riga. Sirakovs loses out, and the Steelers might think about coming forward short-handed with Jonathan Phillips. Tried the backhanded shot. It came off the stick and was deflected away by Pujaks.
And that's what Phillips does ever so well. Even though the opportunity presented itself, a little bit of an opportunity, but he goes and retrieves the puck, and look how much time just that little bit of a second effort is taken off the clock, is taken off 20-25 seconds of going down the ice and back up, and another 10, which is an excellent opportunity for Sheffield to try to kill this as best they can.
Latal trying to be a nuisance, and it's forced a turnover. The Steelers might try and get a centering pass here. They did from Mosey, but it didn't quite make it its way across to Latal, who was in the centre. Sakshu Danielson gets it back, and the Steelers have spent a lot of this penalty kill in possession of the puck, which is absolutely ideal. Bouncing one for Bonch Breivich to deal with. Popoffs sends it forward. Sakshu Danielson will sweep it on. It'll be kept in on this near side by Lenix. Back behind the goal, the Steelers with an opportunity to clear, but that's gone off the glass and out. No delay of game, it did hit the glass first, but the face-off will stay in the Steelers' zone. 31 seconds left on Hodgman's minor.
Yeah, a little bit different from the game yesterday. Obviously, Alberg moved the puck around a little bit more crisply and seemed to be hitting tape to tape. Olimp at the minute struggling to try to get more than sort of two passes. Sheffield, whether they're doing a little bit better job defensively or that's just the way the style is. But Valdix out here on the face-off. An important one here with 30 seconds left. Need to win this draw or not lose it cleanly.
Pujaks sends it across, looking for the slap shot. They don't take it on. Given back to George Pujaks. This time they do take on the slap shot, and it's behind the netminder, but it's not crossed the line, and the Steelers have somehow kept that out. Stojanovic made the save, but didn't realise the puck was still sitting on the goal line right behind him. The shots rain in, and that one goes wide, and Stojanovic can get his stick back. And at a moment of almighty scramble.
Well, fantastic job there by the 4 players in orange, scrambling back to try to find it. You can see Phillips coming in there trying to clear guys out. Stojanovic trying to spin around.
Pass through the middle. The Steelers just forced them to the outside. Trying to split the defence, and it very nearly worked. The powerful slap shot that Stojanovic saved, and he just simply didn't know that the puck wasn't trapped beneath his legs. That puck has come out of the zone. That will be offside. Although the referees haven't blown play dead. The puck wasn't touched by the offensive team, so play will continue. I think the Steelers would rather have had a whistle in that case. Anyway, here's Schultz. Graham from Schultz, 2:22, the time of the only goal of this game. David Phillips steps up and puts the shoulder on Grinberg's. Armstrong gives it on for Mosey. Out to the far side, and Todd back for Mosey. Good shot and a good kick save from Bonch Breivich. Sakshu Danielson again looking for the tip from DeLuca. One just deflects away from Todd. He'll have to go and pick it back up in the neutral zone, but the Steelers looking dangerous when they venture forward. Finding it a little easier to get pucks to the net today than they did yesterday.
Definitely, and that all starts from that stretch pass that we were talked about before the game. Defenseman from near enough the goal line stretches it out to the far blue line and allows all that pressure to happen just because you can work it and stretch the zone out. So great job, and if try it again here, and there's the stretch again.
Sointu trying to get into position on Bazevic. Back to help out is Adelsons. And still Sointu has it. The Finn brings it out front. He'll turn and snap, and the shot will be saved by Bonch Breivich.
Bonch Breivich does a good job there. Nice save coming through. Tracking as he's seen Sheffield forward power himself into the front of the net, give himself a good opportunity for stretching this lead, but the netminder there steps up. Not a big guy, steps out, comes out of the crease and creates that look of being bigger than he is.
Hodgman tried to take a shot from the face-off there, trying to force the play through. Didn't quite work out as he had planned. Neither did Olimp's breakout. Possession turned back over to the Steelers. They've not been out of possession for long periods in this game. It's certainly a very different game, even though the scoreline might not reflect it to the first period and the second period we had yesterday.
It is. I think Sheffield's come out just a little bit more brighter, a bit more puck control and literally puck control. It's not seemed to be bouncing as much, but again, going back to that stretch, you see the stretch there. What it does is it stretches out your neutral zone, and then obviously if they play back on that stretch, it opens up center ice, which it opened up the middle of the ice there for a pass. So there are different options that the defensemen have. They don't have to come around the net and hit that high all the time, but what it does is it stretches everything out and allows your skaters to get skating with the puck.
Meseraups now with Grinbergs. He loses out under pressure from Jones. Steelers send the puck forward and quickly move it on. Hodgman driving wide, looking for that backhand pass. He plays it out into the slot. It was well defended and broken up by Meseraups. Kept in the offensive zone. Ellaby. A little too tight for a shot. He plays it behind the net instead. Hodgman circling, waiting for the time to be right. Oh, and just a little bit mishandled by Keaton Ellaby. He'll have to play it back into the zone, and the Steelers retreat on the delayed offside.
Plenty of movement from Sheffield's defenseman, which creates, again, it all creates offense and creates a little bit of chaos in the offensive zone with players not knowing who to take, and it opens up lanes again, is what you're trying to do.
David Phillips trying to keep the puck away from Jas. Just a little out of reach for Valdix. He loses out. It's Jas again. Centers it. The control off the skate isn't great. It's played across one more time, and the shot came in from Brahmanis, and it was well saved by Stojanovic.
Yeah, Stojanovic, great save there. Right leg pad goes flashing out, and he gets it off the toe. And a nice little play that worked on a 3-on-2 is a big step up in the corner. But yeah, definitely Stojanovic there doing exactly what he needed to do. That's the save that'll give him a little bit of confidence as we go forward.
Valdix no way through center ice. It was Jas that landed the big hit. A moment of danger. Here's Redlis sending it across. Again, the angle's tight and Todd was there to block off the shot in any case. Valdix helps it out of the zone. The Steelers look to transition. Not a lot of room over on that right wing side. Played around by Pujaks, the captain. Long pass forward. Did get a deflection. The Steelers have to play it. Sakshu Danielson. Broken stick causing a little bit of problems just behind the goal. Under 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Steelers leading by that Alex Graham goal to nil. Armstrong for DeLuca. He's now second invitation to shoot, and he tests out the pads of Bonce Brevic.
It looks like maybe a penalty to DeLuca coming up here. If I saw the referee's arm go up after a little bit of chop on the back of the legs. Pretty soft call, especially when we've seen one where Olimp cross-checks one of the Olympic or one of the Steelers players in the back right near the bench, doesn't get called. He's calling a little cheap little slashing penalty behind the play. DeLuca not going to be happy with that, neither is Fox, but 5.5 to go. Another 2-minute power play coming up, so we'll see what Sheffield can manage here. If it goes by anything on the first power play here, they're going to keep 6 on. Oh no, they're going to take them off. Try and see if they can get away with having 6 on the ice, Olymp, but I don't think so. But again, a 1-3-1, Sheffield are used to seeing that formation, so it's nothing surprising that they haven't seen before. You know, it's very, very difficult to defend against when you've got real quick puck movement, but at the minute they haven't had that so far. There should be an interference penalty on the Olymp player there. Yes, it is. Yeah, definitely off a face-off. He totally interfered with Phillips trying to go for the puck. So good call there by the referee. Not an even up call, but that one, to me, is the right call for sure. And now we'll see what happens here. 4-on-4, and the control that Sheffield can muster here. See if they can get one here.
Well, that is a real giveaway of a power play as Apsitis will take a seat. Just 4 seconds have elapsed off the clock, so the Steelers aren't going to get much of a power play on the other side. They will get a face-off in their offensive zone in a 4-on-4 situation.
Yeah, old days hockey, we could do that, interfere with the play and do that. Nothing's going to be called out of it. No harm, no foul. So obviously now you can't step in, can't change your lane. We see lots of interference calls as a one-on-one play with defensemen back checking into their own zone when it gets chipped around them. But we'll see what happens here. 4-on-4.
Plenty of extra space for the players to work with. Hodgman takes the shot on, it's high off the chest. Steelers could make initial use of the rebound, but they do have it back now and can try again. Latal skates around. Puck won't settle down for Hodgman. Exchanging passes with Mosey. Now back towards Latal. There's more space, but fewer passing options available in this 4-on-4 situation.
It is, and they're playing man-to-man, Olymp. So if you watch, if they're talking about the switch-offs, and that's what happens right there, that play right there. When you don't talk and you switch off and don't tell your player to watch the back door, there's no need for the Olymp player, the second player in the middle of the ice there, to step in. He was well covered one-on-one. Play was going to the outside. What he does, he tries to cheat a little bit and help his partner out. Well, you can't do it. Not one man-to-man, because obviously the puck goes straight across, exactly what it does there, and it opens up that opportunity for a good shot on net.
Clean face-off win from John Armstrong. Schultz gives it back to Armstrong. Trying to force it down low. The pass didn't reach its intended target. Intercepted. An opportunity for Olymp to try and get a little bit of possession themselves in this 4-on-4, but they lose it as they come out of their own defensive zone. A nice little reverse pass to Armstrong develops a 2-on-1 situation here for the Steelers. Can they get it across to Armstrong? Oh, he just had his stick tied up. The defensive play from Svars got back and made his life difficult. Mosey moves it on, but the Steelers are buzzing 4-on-4. They're generating chances. Armstrong shoots and it's deflected over the top, and he looks skywards because he was in the slot and he knew that was a good position to be.
Yeah, great opportunities. 2 of them there, 2-on-1 as well, with a good back check, a little bit of a stick lift to deny that one-timer option coming through. But again, a quick turnover, and Olymp just being a little bit guilty of pushing their third guy up a bit too quick. And Sheffield having possession of the puck, they just chip one past that guy, and all of a sudden a 2-on-1 opens up. You can see how quick it can go from defense to offense in this, much like 3-on-3.
Another face-off win for the Steelers. They've been good in that department so far in this game. Jones forward, trying to reach Sointu. Popovs gets there first, and now Olimp with their first chance to head over the red line in this 4-on-4 situation, but they're not going to get much further in possession. Try and force a turnover off Jones. He just chips it down the boards and it'll get out of the zone, and Jones can carry it on a little bit further. Penalty on DeLuca is about to end. He'll come back out of the box, but Ellaby has a chance to shoot here, and that one gets blocked away off the skates of Alexei Popovs.
Popovs very, very brave there going down as player coming down one-on-one with plenty of time to pick his spot. So good job by him getting in the shooting lane, not allowing anything, and negating that chance that Sheffield had set up.
Penalty on Apsitis is soon over, and we're now back to 5-on-5 hockey. That 4-on-4 seemed to suit the Steelers. That turnover certainly won't, though. Caught in possession was Saxrud Danielson, and the Steelers are grateful that the puck gets out of the zone, and now they can flood forward. They'll send it forwards. It gets blocked. It's just wide of the goal on that far side. Back out towards Todd. He had his stick tied up, and that's going to go all the way down the ice.
Yeah, Steelers a little bit fortunate that they had both defensemen up in the play, creating that sort of 4-on-3 opportunity, and just gets blocked out. Olimp doing a good job.
Pujaks sends it forward. Shot comes in on Stojanovic, comfortably turned aside. Jonathan Phillips back round to Saxrud Danielson, who had that nervy moment when he got caught in possession earlier on in this shift. Hodgman helping out defensively, back to Schulz. Cleared up to Mosey. Steelers trying to move the puck on quickly. It's just sticking a little bit in the snow at the moment. We saw that in yesterday's game, and it seems to be happening here again late in this first period. Possession still with Kevin Schultz. Back up the slot and deflected away, and the Steelers have to rush back now because off to the races. Bursting in on goal is Redlis. Puts on the brakes, looking for support. Angle is tight. Olimp will take it behind the goal. It'll come back around to Redlis. He was the scorer of Olimp's only goal yesterday. That shot snaps wide. Davy Phillips in with the big hit, but that's not a legal one. He was facing the boards, and that's going to be a penalty. David Phillips is off for boarding. Went in hard on Adelson's and will pay the price.
Yeah, you can see obviously the Olimp player does turn right at the last second, but anytime you're not going to give the defensive player any chance whatsoever to pull up on that. But Davey knew right away as soon as he hit him that it was going to be a penalty, as we did here. Watch him as he turns away right there. Davey's already committed to the hit, and he's lucky to get away with just a 2-minute penalty here. But great job on a bit of an offensive chancer by Olimp. You had Davy Phillips chasing back, and you had Andreas Valdix on the inside. There was a little bit of communication there, and Valdix had the ability to not allow the player to drive the net, and ended up having to pop it into the corner and restart. So it was a good job there.
Stojanovic makes the save. Can he make the follow-up one? Oh, somehow the puck has stayed out. And it's still live, and the Steelers have got to get it away. Stojanovic and the Steelers survive another huge scramble.
Yeah, scramble is the word. Definitely. Another scramble in there in tight. Stojanovic using the big long legs, trying to put any body part on the ice to cover low as it just squeaks out. But good job by, I think it was Phillips there, just staying out of the fray and finding that puck and putting it down the ice.
It was Svars who found himself in possession straight from the face-off. First save was made, and then the scramble to get it away. Just over a minute to go. The power play will carry on into the second if the visitors can't make the most of this man advantage. The shot comes in, it gets blocked by Stojanovic. Grabbed up by Sirakovs. Quick exchange of passes. Steelers defensive players in position. Sirakovs hammered it, and it goes along the ice and out the far side. Then a long blast from the point, which is also off target. Sirakovs again. Fake the shot, keeps hold of it. Whips it across, they'll hammer it centrally, and that one's turned aside by the pads of Stojanovic. Turn from Redlis, sent in on Stojanovic, and he'll keep that one tight, and the Steelers crowd appreciating the work of their netminder.
Yeah, doing a great job there tracking the puck. We say it how many times if netminders track the puck, and he is seeing the puck well here. He tracks it maybe a little bit deep in his net, but doesn't really matter. Big guy, look where he is when he makes the save, and no rebound. That was a big thing. Penalty kill is out for a little bit long on that one. A couple of shots raining in, but Stojanovic does exactly what he needs to do, get a hold of that and get this face off, and we'll see if they can get it cleared.
Puck back in neutral ice. The Steelers would like to keep it there for the remainder of this period. Want to protect that one goal advantage that they currently have, given to them by Alex Graham. Jas carries it in. A little bit tight for room. Didn't have much power on the shot that reached Stojanovic. Latal will intercept that. He couldn't get it clear. Maybe one last shot from the point coming in here. It's hammered in and it's wide by Apsitis, and he's a little filthy with himself because he knows that was a good position for a one-timer, and he didn't make the contact with the puck that he would have wanted, and he missed the target. And the Steelers do indeed take a 1-goal advantage into the intermission. Alex Graham assisted Kevin Schultz at 2:22, the only goal of this one, and the Steelers, good value for that lead.
I think so, yeah. I mean, if you look at the difference in the two games, Sheffield obviously were a little bit more on the back foot with Aalborg. Maybe the home crowd a little bit more used to the ice and the situations that were there, but we'll pop into some highlights here and we'll see what we can find out.
So much of the talk there's been this year about British players and how many there are on the roster and what happens when you give them a chance. Here's what can happen.
Well, yeah, this is a great opportunity, Alex Graham, and it's a shot from a long way out as well. It's not like he's charging the net and giving himself less angle. He's doing a good job getting up the ice. Good little pass across, nice little breakout play. But watch him here. He tripods a little bit, head up the whole way, and that's a pretty good wrist shot towed in. And he just literally blows it right past the netminder.
Steelers were short-handed for a time, and that one just got through Stojanovic, but the diving effort, Sam Jones was back on the line. He was the first to recognise the danger. There was another moment like that later in the period. The Steelers got plenty of pucks through onto Bouch Breivich, the lone Russian in this Olimp team. The rest of them are all from Latvia.
That's Stojanovic's best save of the period, that one there. Again, tracking it from left or left to right. You know, throwing that pad out. And another 2-on-1 right here. Important stick lift right there. That's a great back check. If not, I think that's a 2-0 game right there. But Sheffield did a good job in retrieving the puck again and getting another opportunity right here as Armstrong looks skyward as he doesn't quite get it. He one-times that. Maybe it's a little bit different, but he had to take that little bit of a touch. And then Stojanovic again here. Another little scramble out in front, but there you go. You see Armstrong just sort of waiting. He's in behind the netminder if needed, but he's staying to the side of the net. He's not getting tangled up with a stick. And if it does pop out, he does exactly that. Gets the puck on the stick and creates that defensive to offensive chance to get the puck out and get the pressure away.
3 minor penalties taken by the Steelers. One of them immediately cancelled out by an Olimp penalty, but when you're playing short-handed, you don't want to be taking too many trips to the penalty box.
Well, you don't want to be, because obviously you're putting a little bit more pressure on your penalty killers, and if your penalty killers are the guys that are still playing in your regular 3 lines all the time, you don't have time to set it up. So I mean, it's very, very difficult as a coach when you're losing players off each line to allow that. The thing is, DeLuca's not a penalty killer, so it's not so bad, but then you're playing the other 2 guys on the line that are the penalty killers, so you're overplaying them a little bit. DeLuca comes out of the box, he's a little bit fresher, so you get a little bit of tiredness throughout the period. But a couple of power plays, Sheffield's probably owed one now, just with what I've seen, a couple of bits and pieces that could have been called. But at the minute, Sheffield, I think, is more in control of this game than the Limps had chances.
Well, the players are in the locker room taking a break, and it's time for us to take a break here also. We'll be back with you in a little over 10 minutes' time for the second period. In the meantime, we're going to dip into the Steelers archive. We'll probably say this a lot over the next few months, but this is the biggest game of the Steelers season so far. The Giants are in town for the first time and are expected to be one of the challengers for the title. Belfast dominated the Panthers and shut them out on their last road trip. A nice bounce back after being shut out themselves in Manchester. Barry Brush shut out against Fife keeps him in goal, but the Steelers are still playing short despite the return of Alex Graham. And eventually the puck will get dropped, honestly, and there it goes. And it'll be the Giants who get onto it and Conway who takes them across the blue line for the first time. Todd sends it around the boards, but the Giants will get onto it. They'll centre it. It'll reached on the near side. Back to the back door. Oh, and it went right through the crease. Giants have missed a huge chance inside the first 20 seconds. It's a great play to the back door. Bruss was sliding across, and somehow the Giants didn't find the net.
Yeah, it was Goodwin who had a wide open cage. He actually put it behind Bruss and out the other side. Some poor defensive coverage allowed Belfast in.
Here's Mosey, shoots onto the outside of the goal. That is not in. It's fooled quite a few of the fans, but that is definitely onto the outside of the goal. Beskorowany had everything covered. A few of the fans behind the goal were a little confused.
I think there's a few more than just behind the goal as Evan Mosey just goes down the outside here. It does actually, there's a little bit of a gap there. Beskorowany has to knock it onto his own back of the net.
Turned over. Here's Hodgman. Still with Hodgman. Oh, and then missed all the Steelers. They all left it for each other. And that'll send the Steelers back deep into their own defensive zone, allow the Giants time to make a defensive change. Mosey tips forward and chases, but Giants are across to it. Ruop drops it back for Rain. Oh, turnover! Save Beskorowany to deny Hodgman. Giants guilty of a turnover deep in their own zone, and they've got more defensive work to do. And they won't do it because Mosey's flicked it in from the top of the crease.
When we have a look at this on the replay, I think Evan Mosey actually stops his puck from going through to Beskorowany. We'll see it right here. There, he actually stops the puck, which is a fantastic play by him to get his stick down and knock it down. Obviously, Beskorowany is going for the save, and somebody knocks the puck down. He's on a slide towards the right-hand side, but Evan Mosey, quick hands to knock that down and quickly turn it onto his forehand. He has a wide-open net. Some pretty good coverage all the way around with the shot coming in. As a defenseman there goes the wrong way, and a little bit of a 2-on-1 ensued, but Mosey puts the puck in the back of the net to get the lead.
Steelers back into the offensive zone. Looking for more. They have the lead through Mosey. Another shot from the outside, but this one again doesn't get through to Beskorowany. Through the crease and out the other side. David Phillips. Valorand. Eberle. Valorand takes a little bit of a tumble. Conway has won it back for his team, and the Giants will be able to break out of their own defensive zone. Just the start the Steelers needed. And here come the Giants, looking for a response, and it's provided. What a response. Pikinich has flicked one into the top corner.
Yeah, a little bit disjointed. Good job to stay onside by the Belfast player cutting across, and then it's just a pull and shoot. Not sure, does it go off a stick here or not? No, it just goes underneath. That's a pretty decent shot up over the top of Barry Bruss blocker. He's on the way down as that puck rises up and over, just over the wrist and the elbow area to score, to come back into it.
The Giants are in looking for more, and this time Bruss makes the save to deny the shot from Boucher. Boucher and Lake trying to combine in the corner to set something more up, and they get it out front for Murphy, and Bruss has made the save down in the 5-hole. Confirmation of those two goals. First of all, it was Evan Mosey assisted Kevin Schultz, 17 from 28, even strength at 319. The 6th of the season for Evan Mosey, and JJ Pickenick assisted by Darcy Murphy and Scott Conway. That's on by Boucher. Todd back to it first for the Steelers, but again, white shirts quickly surround him. He moves it on to Sointu. He doesn't get it out of the zone. The Giants will go back to keep possession.
Well, you can see what Sheffield's trying to do. They're trying to swarm a bit of a defense in their own zone, which sometimes allows that front of the net player to be open.
Eberle won this at centre ice. Now he's trying to manoeuvre his way into an attacking position. Phillips loses his balance as he plays the pass, and Schultz's shot goes wide of the goal.
Yeah, Beskorowany a little bit late to react to that. Maybe a little bit of traffic down in front, which is what you've got to do to the big guy.
There's Garside stepping forward and around Eberle, waiting for support to arrive. It does off the bench, and then the Steelers pinch it, and the breakaway is on. It's Tanner Eberle. Oh, and it's off the post. He couldn't have come much closer.
Yeah, here we go. Tanner Eberle off to the races at the end of a long shift here. Seems to be slowing down, as you can see the Belfast defenseman trying to get back into play. Knight just about gets enough of him here just to put him off, but Beskorowany stays with it. And Eberle has the gaping top of the net.
Steelers hit the post twice in this first period. The Giants have had chances as well, and there could be another one building here. There'll be a shot on goal that Brust is able to save, and then a follow-up shot that's deflected wide. Came in from Knight. Oh, and the Steelers were trying to break away, but Reinhardt just got across. Soy drops it back. Shot through traffic, deflected away. Pikinich can't quite reach it. DeLuca can. Steelers need a line change. Graham's the only one going to go after this, and he's made the best of it. And around to the far side, and DeLuca. Steelers have got their other players changed, and that shot He's into traffic. DeLuca picks it up. And he snaps it in! It's a ripper of a shot. The Steelers are back in front.
Yeah, it all starts way back in the defensive zone. DeLuca finds Graham with a high flip pass who rings it around the board. And then here's just a quick, hard wrist shot. Not sure what Beskorowany's doing. Doesn't look set whatsoever. That's not a typical netminder stance. It looks like it surprises him a little bit as it goes short side. Maybe we'll have a better pickup here. We'll see what happens if he gets a little bit of a screen right in there. Alice Graham going right to the net. Maybe it's his defenseman there. As you can see, Beskorowany not quite sure what he needs to do there. He doesn't stand up. He doesn't go down. He's locked in the knees, and it beats him on the short side. So 2 short side goals on 2 pretty decent netminders tonight.
And the puck will go out of the zone, and there's work for Schultz to do under pressure from Hook. Confirmation of that Steelers goal. It was DeLuca assisted Ellaby, 15 from 77, even strength at 11.53. And for Anthony DeLuca, goal 7 of the season. Here's Valorand, always a threat, particularly from places like that. Allowed to walk it in and pick his spot.
Yeah, here you see Valorant just dancing through. A little slash there from Lake ain't going to do anything. But look at Jonathan Phillips tie up in front of the net there. Look at Beskorowany. Not got a clue. He tries to slide a little bit across to have a little look at it. But Marco Valorant with a shot coming in off that right-hand side. Lefty going to the middle of the ice. That stick side is always a potential target. And here you go. Accelerate through there. 1, 2, 3, and into the net it goes.
Steelers look to hit the home run through the middle, and it just about works out. It's Eberle! Oh, and it was a good stop.
And an absolutely strange bounce off these new boards as well. Come right back to him on this side of the ice.
Home crowd are liking what they're seeing. Steelers creating chances, putting pressure on. They've scored 3 goals. They've tested Beskorowany. They've hit the post twice, and that one has just been tipped over the top. Schultz looking for room to shoot. Plays it to Dowd. What a save! What a rebound finish! Eberle making the most of the puck that came free.
And again, you see the heads-up play. Again, Robert Dowd left all alone out in front of the net. Not sure what the heck Belfast are doing here in their own zone, but nobody taking the body, nobody in the right position, boxing out and keeping guys to the outside. Dowd gets a shot at it, and then Eberle is allowed to get a rebound. As you see, Schultz doing a great job dragging it across the line, getting a shooting angle here, finds a backdoor pass. Eberle gets the wide open backdoor to put it in.
And we are back. This is the Gigantium Ice Arena in Aalborg, Denmark. Continental Cup Group F, the Sheffield Steelers against HK Olimp from Riga. The Steelers leading by a 0-0. If you want to see the rest of those Steelers and Giants highlights, they're on the Steelers YouTube page, along with all the other highlights we have from all our games. Stojanovic just scratching out his crease ahead of the second period. He was busy during the first. 11 shots he faced, and he saved them all. 13 shots the Steelers had down the other end, but only the 12 saves from Bonch Breivich. Alex Graham, the only goal of the game so far. We do have 16 seconds of power play time for Olimp at the start of the second period. David Phillips serving the remainder of his boarding call. And we're still waiting for the official road team in this game, Olimp, to re-emerge. And there they are, finally making their way out from the camera just beneath us. And they're going to be a little bit desperate because, remember, they lost in regulation yesterday. 2 regulation losses. Makes it very difficult at all for them to progress.
It will do, and obviously they had 2 pucks in behind Stojanovic there, just a couple of bits and pieces. As you see one of the players go down as he's warming up, looks like he's lost an edge, but he's not going to be too happy with that if he can't get it underneath him. But yeah, you know, they say they may have been a little bit unlucky, but Steelers had to scramble it back a couple of times. Alex Graham with a nice little shot on net there, a couple of 2-on-1s that Steelers had a good opportunity with as well. So Still pretty even, pretty much where the game should be at, in my opinion. But we'll see how everything starts. This with that 16 seconds is kind of a tough one when you get in between two periods. It's not an awful lot of time to get anything set up. You got fresh ice. Ice could be a little bit wet. There's all sorts of things that can go against you unless they can get the puck right off the face-off and zip it into the end zone. But we'll see what happens here as we get ready for the puck drop.
So the puck drops and we are back underway. Final few seconds then of this power play carried over into the second period. And immediately a shot comes in and Stojanovic will grab hold of that. We didn't give you the referees at the start of the game. We've got Ankersen from Denmark, Hopper from Germany with the armbands on, and the linesmen are Ankus, Jörni and Krøyer, both of Denmark.
Not the start you want to see, but this is what I said. They have not got much time to get it going, but they do get an opportunity. Stojanovic happy. I'm sure he'll get that nice long-range bomb at him into the chest and control it. Feels the puck early on.
Puck will get cleared away by the Steelers. No icing when they're short-handed, so that will bring the penalty on Phillips to the end. He'll step out of the box and straight back onto D, and a turnover here. Opportunity for DeLuca. Oh, and he crashes hard into the net, and he ends up in the net, but the puck does not.
Yeah, looking for a penalty, saying how the heck did he end up doing that? The opportunity arose there very, very well for DeLuca as a good turnover, but we'll see it here. That should be, to me, that's got to be called a penalty. How is he not calling that? He's free on goal. He chops the legs off from underneath him, so Anthony DeLuca, I think, he definitely owed one there. The referee not wanting to call anything, but
it was Georgios Pujaks, the 40-year-old defenseman, who took him down.
Pretended to be a lumberjack on that one and decided to chop a tree down with DeLuca and goes crashing into the Olymp's netminder, who wasn't too impressed as he comes out. And there's a little chat here on the bench as well. They're still going at it. DeLuca giving him a little bit of grief.
Barry Brust not short of a word either.
Well, yeah, don't let him out there. He might just run somebody over. You never know.
So the best body check we've seen all season at the Utilita Arena did Barry Brust a couple of games ago. And here's David Phillips. Steelers getting the puck in deep, trying to round for Sointu. Kept in on the point by Schulz. Back towards Sointu, it's a little bit too far ahead of him. Opportunity for Bazevic to send it down the ice. It'll come back to David Phillips. Having killed that penalty, the Steelers just want to settle into this second period. Hopefully try and build a lead. I mentioned yesterday, though, they are used to playing tight games. That's been the Steelers' way in the last couple of weeks in the Elite League play.
They're getting more and more comfortable with it. Obviously, if they've got to do it, you need to can't always be run and gun. It is nice, to have that ability to burst things wide open, but you have to be able to defend.
Bazevic goes back to Apsitis, just waiting for his forwards to complete a line change ahead of him before he sends it forwards. It bounces on Saksrud Danielson. He's under a little bit of pressure. Gets it to the half wall. Really all he could do. Guilty of a turnover in the first, and another nervous moment there. Valdix, as always, brings things back under control, but again it's missed by Saksrud Danielson. And then intercepted by the back-checking of Jonathan Phillips, straight off the bench and straight into the play. He'll drive forward, drops it off, and there's no room for a shot from Valdix. Phillips is the option down low, that's where they go. Graham wants it out front, Valdix takes it. Still Valdix holds on.
Such a calm player on the puck, like you said. Just likes to settle it down and go at that speed.
Offensive zone time for the Steelers. They'll send it across. It'll bounce for Ellaby. Trying to get it to Jonathan Phillips. The puck was a little bit short. Intercepted by Zeltz. Doesn't get out of the zone though because of Valdix. Graham sends it goalwards. It gets blocked. It's with Jonathan Phillips, the Steelers captain. It's a good shift by the Steelers third line. Ellaby back for Armstrong. Sent across and partially intercepted by Grinbergs.
Yeah, a little bit of an ill-advised pass. Maybe it would have been better dropping that down in the corner with DeLuca coming out of the box with a little bit of pace. Pop it into the corner. He can go straight down the boards. There was a lane there. Maybe pick one up.
Keaton Ellaby, player with experience of the NHL, the top league in the world. In his first season with the Sheffield Steelers. Phillips off the boards and out of the zone. Something for Mosey to chase after, and he's quick. He'll get there first. Helps it around. Just losing out in the corner, allowing Redlish to get onto it. But again, the Steelers very quick to regather possession in this second period. Mosey. Steelers playing short benched, but no signs of tiredness in the early stages of this one. That shot from David Phillips gets blocked and deflected up in the air. Armstrong and Mosey combined to win it back. Armstrong sending it goalwards. Schultz waved at it but didn't get a deflection. Pop-offs. Get it forward. Redlish. Still going, Redlish. Get the puck in behind the Steelers' goal. Todd steps across. And the D-to-D pass, and the referee falls over, and everyone always enjoys that.
I don't know why everybody enjoys that so much, though, do you?
Olimp driving forward into the offensive zone. Immediately sent straight back out. It's Hodgman bringing the Steelers forward, but that little dummy, just as he dropped the shoulder on the blue line, has sent the team offside.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there for the Steelers. Going offside, but good job by the Olimp defenseman. They're holding the line, holding it, trying to string it out, making the player go east to west as opposed to north and south, and just a little bit too pacey on the wide side and puts offside. But good job by Sheffield again, collapsing in their own zone, allowing themselves to get the puck and get out under control. And I think the big difference in the offensive zone is Aalborg were very, very quick at turning Sheffield over with the puck. They were in there on a forecheck really, really quick, whereas Olimp don't seem to have that same pace about them.
Todd can't get onto it. Bazevich makes sure of that. Steelers trying to put pressure on Olimp, not giving them a free exit of the zone. They will now get it forward. Bramanis held up at the blue line, and Riga haven't really been able to get anything going so far in the opening 5 minutes. The Steelers might do here though through Hodgman. Looking to feed it across. He's waiting and waiting, and still he holds. Now he gives it on to Sointu. Latal out to the far side, shot through traffic and turned aside by Bonch Breivich.
Yeah, Hodgman just didn't have an option there. He had both players driving the net as opposed to one staying a bit higher. And he was waiting and waiting and waiting, and both players went flying past him. And very surprised that the Olimp player didn't actually go after Hodgman there. He stood there for quite a while, just controlling the puck.
Into the offensive zone with Apsitis, sent on towards goal. Spinning and shooting, but wide of the target.
Bit of a shot pass there off Stojanovich's pads. He just sort of paddles it away as a little bit more physicality coming out.
Meseraups got a couple for company, including Sam Jones. He's the one who gets the clearance in. Quickly gathered back in by Pujaks. Fired forward. Olimp get into it in the offensive zone. Not enough on that pass behind the goal though, and David Phillips intercepts, and the Steelers will pass their way out of trouble. Mishandled by Graham, and possession turned back over, but Olimp can't keep hold of it for long. A couple of turnovers in quick succession, both sides guilty of having possession and losing it. Apsitis carrying it forward. Pujak sends it on goal, and that's comfortable for Stojanovic. He'll save those all day long.
Yeah, Stojanovic again happy with that one, but again a little bit of a shot pass off the paddle and a stick with one of the younger players from Olimp driving through to the net, causing a little bit of chaos, but it was well worked out by Sheffield. But you can see how they're in position for those short little passes just to allow some pressure taken off, a little bit of bump pass back into the neutral zone or into the middle of the ice, and then they can spring a winger.
Armstrong on for DeLuca. Moses inside, DeLuca shoots, and standing up tall was Bonch Breivich, and he just deflects it up and out of play. No surprise, DeLuca taking the shot on at every chance he gets.
Well, yeah, and as he should. This is what we're saying. There's no point taking the puck out of a shooting area there. You never know what the netminder's going to be doing, if he's going to drop down. Usually you see a lot of the bigger goalies drop down into that butterfly and can get beat short side, but a littler goalie or smaller goalie seem to stand up a bit taller just to try to make himself a little bit bigger and not get beat there.
Mosey wins it back from Jas. Now Armstrong. Looking for the backdoor play for DeLuca. He was down to one knee, looking for that one-timer, and he didn't quite hit it as he wanted to.
Yeah, the puck just seemed to roll up on its edge and just bounce a little bit just as he was ready to take that shot. But another well-worked play on the back door for DeLuca.
Adelson's It's it on for Brahmanis. Brahmanis cut off by David Phillips. Help from Schultz. Brahmanis still goes on. Kept in at the blue line momentarily. And again, Olimp will get it in deep and force the Steelers defensemen to go around the boards. This time they'll get out though. And with Mosey a little bit of room to operate in. Plays the pass across to Armstrong. Support's arriving. Oh, and it went straight underneath Kevin Schultz, and now the Steelers have got to hustle back. Driving hard forward is Zeltz. He takes the shot on. The Steelers get a little bit of a block on it.
Nice play there by the Sheffield defenseman. Todd doing a great job. His looks behind the play. Is there going to be an interference or a cross-check on the Olimp player there? I'll have a little look.
Interference is the call from our officials. The Steelers are going to go on the power play for the second time in the game. Although to be fair to the Steelers power play unit, they were only on it for 4 seconds.
Well, yeah, this time a little bit more chance. We'll have a little look here. In behind a little bit, and that's the extra one. Referee was quite happy to let a little bit of the tit for tat go, and a young 18-year-old getting a little bit overzealous there, and unfortunately puts his team in the hole here. 5-on-4. Sheffield see if they get a little bit of offensive opportunity out of this and can stretch this one. Would be a great time to do it.
Prida got an assist on Olimp's only goal yesterday. Now he's got a trip to the penalty box in this one. The Steelers on the power play, 5-on-4 man advantage for up to 2 minutes. Great opportunity for the Steelers to double their advantage. Try and get the play set up. Hodgman looking to be the provider, looking for the redirect, and the disappointment from Sointu that he didn't get a touch because he was well placed for one. Back for Hodgman. Now Todd. Oh, just took his eye off the puck for the moment. Fortunate that it stayed in the zone. Hodgman again. Hodgman takes the shot on. It'll go off the netminder, off the boards and out of the zone.
Yeah, well read there by the young Russian netminder there. Reading that the player had a good lane blocking the near side, the short side of the ice, and just sort of took that step across to take away the far side, knowing that nothing could go in near side.
Latal trying to win it in combination with Jonathan Phillips. It'll come back for Hodgman. First minute of power play time has gone. Hodgman again looking to quarterback things. Sends it across. It'll be dropped back out for Todd. Down for Hodgman. Back in towards the slot, and Jonathan Phillips in a tight spot gets shoved to the ground. Steelers fans didn't like it. Olimp have got it clear and they'll go chasing after this one.
Yeah, great opportunity there, but well closed down. Maybe a little bit of a glove or stick to the face on Phillips to try to take it out, but a good job to collapse that middle of the ice and not get that good clear opportunity away.
Sointu. DeLuca. It's back with Anthony DeLuca. Valdix is the option down low. Schultz is the blue line option. Schultz thought about the shot, decided against it. DeLuca will take it on and didn't get good contact on it. It was a slow roller through to Bonch-Brojevich. Valdix back out. Penalty is over. The Steelers get the shot on goal and it wasn't far wide. Penalty is over. Back out of the box is Prida and he's driving forward. Sends it through and Stojanovic has to turn it aside. Meseraups behind the goal for Grinbergs. Mosey and Schultz watch on. Valdix helping out defensively. And that puck has gone up and out of play. And we're just about at the halfway point of this game with the Steelers still leading by that Alex Graham goal.
Yeah, they've done well so far. Pretty good setup in the offensive zone there on the power play. You know, one chance there for DeLuca back door a little bit maybe. Phillips in the high slot, but nothing really troubling. Fairly aggressive from Olimp when the puck wasn't under full possession. They were working really, really hard to put the Steelers on the back foot, but once they did possession, they ended up just squaring off, get back into that box formation and keeping everything to the outside. But good job here for Sheffield off the face-off.
Adelson's going to move it towards the slot. The Steelers defend that and now they'll look to counter. It could be a 2-on-1 developing. Jonathan Phillips leads the charge, plays the pass across. Oh, and it was blocked by the defenseman before it got through to the netminder.
Yeah, very unlucky. Jonathan Phillips did a great job there. All it needed wasn't a shot, was more of a directed play towards the net, and I think Sheffield player pushing up just tried to do a little bit too much with it. Just needed to sort of direct it, not get that shot away. But again, you can see how quick Sheffield can turn something in. A little bit of a misplay and a little bit of a too deep a player from Olimp there, and Sheffield's gone 2-on-1 very, 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 very quickly.
Even in the Continental Cup, even in Denmark, you can't escape Sweet Caroline. Armstrong up against Adelson's on the face-off. Steelers fans who've travelled continue to be in good voice. Latal and Sointu, two of the goal scorers yesterday, combining. Back with Latal and Armstrong. So difficult to knock off the puck when he wants to just protect things and hold on and wait for teammates. Ellaby fires it through, and that takes the deflection, and another one that goes up and out of play.
Yeah, you were saying about John Armstrong there. The thing with John Armstrong, he's got two line mates that are very, very quick. And look at who's on the ice with him. So he holds it up, and those two guys, as we keep saying over and over, it's the guys without the puck. If they can get themselves into a position quicker than the defense can, and you can find somebody to make that play, you're going to get those offensive opportunities. And those two, Sointu and Latal, out there with them, can definitely get the puck in the right areas because they're quick enough to get there and turn quickly to get shots away.
Olimp will skate this one away through Svars. Still he goes, the defenseman. He's carried an awful long way. Ellaby gets a stick in. Still Svars goes. The Steelers force it out of the zone. The rest of his team were just spectators as Svars went from one end of the ice down to the other and all the way around, and then lost possession, and no one else got a look in. Get it back for another try. So forward into the offensive zone, and the Steelers should reach this one in the far corner. He did it centrally through to DeLuca. He's a little bit tied up, and was he pulled down? It looked like he was. Indeed he was. Looked like it was Zeltz who got his arm around him and dragged him back.
No penalty on the call, and that's two on Anthony DeLuca in through behind. I don't know what exactly here. You tell me why isn't it?
Really does look like his right arm is around his waist and pulling him back.
Definitely here, but obviously from his perspective, the referee doesn't want to give a penalty there. I was looking more why DeLuca wasn't getting a penalty shot out of the fact, to be fair, because he didn't quite have full possession, and that's what he was doing.
Straight from the face-off, the Steelers slap it in. How's that for a response? And look at the delight as the Steelers go 2 up.
Yeah, it's Sointu right off the bat there. There it is, bang, bang play, 5-hole. Hodgman wins the draw, whether that's set up or not. It just happens to be the right time at the right space, and into the back of net it goes, and they stretched it out here. This is what we were looking for before off the power play. If they could get that stretched out, Stojanovic giving a little bit of a stick tap as well. But an excellent job here with just under 8.5 minutes to stretch it out a little bit of breathing spaces. The lines were a little bit juggled up there the last couple. You seen how it was Valdix, Mosey, and DeLuca, which wasn't one of the line combinations. So something happened there to allow everything that was happening. Is obviously DeLuca on the missed penalty, but I think Sheffield will take that one over the missed penalty any day.
So that goal takes Matthias Sointu into double figures, 10 on the season. Remember, he only joined a few weeks ago. He's not been with the Steelers since the start. He came in as injury cover, and a replacement really for the departing Travis Oleksuk. What an impact he's made. It's his second goal of the Continental Cup as the Steelers are offside on the play.
Well, we knew what he was capable of, obviously seeing what he could play like with that double team. So you look at the opportunity he's getting. He's getting the opportunity to be a little bit more offensive than he did down in Cardiff, I think. And you can see the skill levels and the skill sets that he does have. I mean, that's another quick release there. You know, it's something that you try and teach players. It's very, very hard to teach, is that quick release. They have to work on it constantly. And again, young Alex Graham did a great job with his nice little curl and toe drag, and he snaps it. It's the release point that's beating the goalies nowadays, and that it's not more or less the placement of the puck. It's how quick you can get it from your stick to the back of the net.
Sointu assisted Hodgman, 67 from 12, even strength at 31-38. The Sheffield Steelers playing here with a 2-goal advantage. Won't know until results later if a regulation win will be enough for the Steelers to secure progression with the game to go. The early signs are promising. There's still plenty of time left in this game, and we've seen games swing plenty of times over the years, but the Steelers are moving in. They're looking dangerous. Schultz leading the charge. Graham in support. Schultz goes back to the point. Armstrong shovels it in. Oh, and a good poke check, but it's an opportunity there, and it was played right across goal, and neither Graham nor Schultz could apply the touch that mattered.
Another great shift by this Sheffield, throwing together third line. Excellent work by Graham Phillips. Doing what they knew. Schultz down on the ice as well.
Carried forward by Svars. Dropped off. Shot from the top of the circle. Big save from Stojanovic. There was a long rebound, but Armstrong was to it first for the Steelers. Now Jonathan Phillips trying to burst in behind Meserups.
Nice job by Jonathan Phillips there, exactly. Just doing what he needs to do, allowing the team to get the change, and the line change is what they do.
Nice little backheel to Mosey as well, and then Valdix. Olimp get back onto it. Let's get the puck down the ice. Oh, and the big hit came in from Mosey. Took his man down, but it was all good. And now the stick handling from Ellaby. Can he get a shot away? He can. Oh, and the save was made, but Janssens is still down and in pain, and he's not happy with the hit that came in from Evan Mosey.
Well, I think Mosey just does a good job. If he finishes check, it wasn't high. It looks more like it's a leg or something that's underneath him. It's so you know, Evan Mosey comes through and does a good job on the forecheck and tries to regain the puck. It was that quick with camera work as well. It's tough to see, but it looked as if it was clean from our opinion. You know, but again, you look at Conley yesterday, it wasn't much on that one where his leg got caught up underneath him, so maybe the same sort of thing here on the near side.
Didzis Janssens, 29-year-old defenseman, down for HK Olimp. And the Steelers lost Brendan Connolly to injury at about this point of the second period yesterday. Let's see if we can take another look at this. Keep your eye on 17 in orange, coming in hard on 73 in white.
Hard to tell, just blocked out there, but I think, stick is down, he's coasting in. Maybe there's a little bit of contact knee to knee or hip to hip on the inside of the groin there as they come through on a split stride. We couldn't tell much for a penalty in what we saw on that. But definitely in some discomfort, that's for sure. But we'll see if Olimp have another gear here to go. They need to find something here, 2-0 down. You know, still plenty of time, 25, 26 minutes left in the game, but they need to get something a little bit more creative going into Sheffield's offensive zone or defensive zone.
Ellaby needed a deflection, didn't get one from Valdix. Jones cuts inside, good hands from Jones. Trying to get back in position for a centering feed. The Steelers look elsewhere with Armstrong. And Mosey sending it forward and comfortably into the glove of Bonch Brejovic.
Yeah, it looks like they have swapped the lines ever so slightly, because it was Valdix with Phillips and Graham, so it's changed a little bit. Don't know whether that's just after one of the power plays and they haven't been able to get them back together again or what, but you can see here you've got Sointu, I think it's Armstrong and Latal out as a line, so definitely some good stuff going on here for Sheffield, recognizing what's going on in the areas and the situations and adapting to them.
Steelers gather the puck in neutral ice through Hodgman. Todd back for Hodgman, quick exchange of passes for Latal. He's forced off the puck well by Svars. Sirakovs. Olimp into the zone, fake shot, driving around the outside is Sirakovs again, trying to get it towards the crease. Puck is behind the goal and Latal takes control and settles things down for the Steelers. Didn't see a pass, so he chooses to carry it. Steelers enter the offensive zone. Played across. Looking towards Hodgman. Back up the wall and out of the zone, and we have a whistle behind play. We have a slashing minor.
Penalty behind the play. And it looks like it's going to be a limp player going off. Undisciplined call, a referee. This was behind the play. I didn't see anything down in amongst it, but not what they want to see from Olimp. Get into some penalty problems like this, and Sheffield stretch the lead even more. Because it's fair that wasn't the penalty there. It was a slashing call somewhere else.
It's Alexei Sirakovs who has been called. 40 years old, veteran of 3 different Olympic campaigns with Team Latvia. He'll be Be another power play coming the way of the Steelers, their second of this second period.
Important part of the period here, 5 minutes left. If Sheffield do stretches, this could be just about it for Olimp. Depending on how Sheffield can play the third period, they can just play control and play contain and try and play that 20 minutes out. They've got the ability to play the defense, like you said. We've seen it in the last few games, other than the Cardiff game, which was, the one-off bump that they needed maybe to bring them back into the real world. But everything here has been pretty solid so far.
Mosey to Schultz. And across to Valdix and DeLuca. Armstrong, the other member of this power play unit for the Steelers. Armstrong's trying to provide a screen. DeLuca's trying to hammer it through it, but again, he doesn't make good contact. That's a couple of one-timers he's tried in this second period, and they haven't gone to plan.
Yeah, puck just coming back a little bit slow to him. I'd like to see the pass being a little bit harder. It doesn't give the player as much time to think about the shot, and he has to more react to it.
Mosey. Back for Schultz. Takes the shot through, and Armstrong trying to position himself in front of the netminder, not giving Bonch Breivich any room to see the puck at all.
Yeah, just go back to the one-timer. It's nice to see a player set up ready for the one-timer, not having stick on the ice. You shouldn't need to have a target when you're there. Defensemen here or forwards or whoever's playing that point can put the puck anywhere in that wheelhouse, and you should be able to react to it. If you got a stick on the ice, then you've got to lift it to bring it back down. If it's already cocked and ready, you watch Ovi when he's ready for a one-timer. That puck is, his stick's in the air and he's shaking it, ready to go. So something maybe it also helps with that.
Latal moves it across. The shot comes in. Oh, and a really nice glove save. Speaking of that stick in the air, it reminds me of the Steelers' great nemesis for so many years from the Panthers, David Clark, who on the power play just lived there with that stick waiting for the one-timer.
Well, that's the thing is anytime it's on the ice, you've got to lift it up, get your time to bring it back down. If it's already up in the air, you've got that. You know where the puck's going to be, and you can adjust your skates and your feet to it, and you're already coming down towards it. So you don't have to think about doing 2 or 3 different things. It's one thing. All you're looking at is that puck coming through and trying to meet it.
36 seconds of power play time remaining. A face-off win for the Steelers, and Latal will go to work. Todd. Back for Latal. Sointu. Hodgman and Phillips out on this power play line. Hodgman across, well controlled with the skates. Todd thought about a shot down the pipe. He does take one on, and it gets all the way through to Bonch Breivich, and he's able to save and hold on.
Yeah, I think he was looking for Jonathan Phillips there, just in the high slot unmarked, maybe trying to get a little bit of a touch on that. I think it did ride up a little bit. Maybe Phillips just touched it a little bit here, but 12 seconds left in that power play. Still an opportunity here off a faceoff. We've seen Sheffield score off a faceoff right away, as Hodgman's there pointing where he wants everybody to be.
I'd like to see the Steelers flip that combination around a bit, put Sointu in the slot for deflections where he has scored. Jonathan Phillips has got an underrated slap shot. I think I'd prefer to see him on that left wing circle.
The thing, like we said, with Phillips is he's very good down low in the puck retrieval. He's a workhorse down below the goal line to get that puck, and he's quick to get it, and he's quick to get his head up to move the puck around. So, as you say, maybe swap it around a little bit quicker hands from one of the other players, but definitely ability.
Penalty on Shirikov's over. Steelers back into the offensive zone. 5-on-5 now with number 5, Dane Todd. Blocked by the defenseman, straight back to him.
You could see Todd there just didn't really want to shoot the puck. There's no traffic in front of the net.
Hodgman has to be careful, and he has lost out, and the defenseman caught down the ice for the Steelers. They've got to try and get back. Puck sent towards Stojanovic, comfortably away with the blocker. Bouncing and bobbling, and the Steelers get to it first, settle it down, and Mosey feeds it forward, but doesn't get it in behind. It was broken up by Bazovic.
That's the advantage of having a player like Mosey on the ice. He sees his defenseman caught down low, and realistically, you've got a defenseman out there anyways. So you're allowing that other defenseman to get back into play like Danielson did. He got back quick enough to help themselves out, but Mosey was more than capable of doing the job.
Approaching 2 minutes remaining in this second period. Steelers leading by 2-0. Goals from Graham and Sointu. One in each period. It's a strong position for the Steelers, but there's still work for them to do. Puck bounces back to Aptsitis. DeLuca trying not to give him a free pass down the ice. Oh, and then seems to take a hand to the face, and again DeLuca's looking back towards the officials and not getting a call. That's been a feature of his game tonight. Nothing
called against him. No, he's definitely had 2 opportunities that should have been called as penalties, and there another one getting back. He's just got to be a little bit careful, though. You turn around on the same referee a little bit too often, and you're going to get slapped on the hips, possibly with that unsportsmanlike conduct. But then, why is the player turning around? The official has to think about it that way. Why does the same guy keep turning around? What am I missing? But if they think like that, who knows?
Shirikov's tried the shot from the face-off. Stojanovic ready and waiting. Shirikov's again. Prida. Puck will come up to the point. Switched across to the far side. Pujaks takes the shot on. Kick save made by Stojanovic, down with that right pad. The Steelers didn't panic as they played the puck forward. Didn't just slap it down the ice. They found a teammate. They'll keep possession through Valdix. Oh, that one's taken an awkward bounce. Limper back onto it. And they open it up for a shooting opportunity. Redlish. Steelers putting pressure on. They're going to try and win the puck back here, and Graham will get it forward and down the ice. It's going to be icing though, and that'll stop the clock. 50 seconds left in the second period.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure there from Olimp, but again, it was a little bit more self-inflicted. Valdix usually making a pretty decent pass across, tried to sauce that one across for the opening, but going back to the playing it out of the zone, it was Alex Graham down there with the calm head, a little heel-to-heel turn, had enough time to get his head up, make a good play, and play that puck out of the zone. So, you know, give the players the ability and the chance, and they get their opportunities.
One-timer comes through and swallowed up from pop-offs by Stojanovic.
Again, tracking the puck well. Play goes from left to right as Stojanovic is out the top of the crease, but good job down in front of the net. Defenseman boxing out, pushing those guys to the outside. Stojanovic sees it all the way, and if it doesn't leak through a hole somewhere and around there like a couple have, you know, he's going to make those all night long.
He's bouncing around in the slot. Oh, and the quick shot came through, and Stojanovic had to get down quickly to stop it going through the 5-hole. Sointu battling hard with Lenix. Whistle has gone. The penalty has been called. Hodgman having a little bit of a cuddle.
It's a back referees that's made this call. The front referee hasn't made any sort of call, so I'm not sure what he's calling or where it is. So obviously it's an Olimp player going in, so whether it was, it's nothing there at all. It was before that. I think it was on the original offensive rush. As you can see the player coming back through the middle of the ice remonstrating that something to do with the puck or the stick.
So Rainis Lenix sits in the penalty box. One of several players who's played every season that Olimp have had, and there's only been 3 of them.
He's a wily veteran then on that team.
It'll be another power play for the Sheffield Steelers. 30 seconds left in the second period. The power play will carry into the third if the Steelers can't make immediate advantage of the man advantage.
They've had their opportunities. I think this is power play number 3 or 4, so they need to get something here. Just to stretch it out a little bit more comfort. 2-0 is not the best thing you can have. Any sort of bounce that goes the opposite way is very, very difficult to try to defend from. But Sheffield look like they're going to try and get out of this period and come back with the fresh ice and see if they can set something up.
Time for one last venture forward from Todd, perhaps. Switch it across. Sointu. Steelers avoid the offside, but Hodgman can't take the pass. Olimp will clear it, and that will do it for the middle 20. And it's been a good middle 20 for the Sheffield Steelers, because they've seen their 1-goal lead extended to 2, thanks to that goal from Matthias Sointu. Added to Graham's in the first, and the Sheffield Steelers are in a commanding position. They won yesterday, and they are 2-0 in front through 40 minutes of play. We'll take a look back at the best moments from the second period. It wasn't a period where the Steelers had everything their own way by any means, but difficult to say that the Steelers aren't was in control of the game.
Yeah, I think so. There's you see DeLuca getting down on one knee. That time he was actually ready for it. So I think it as it came across, it just sort of bobbled up on him and he just sort of healed it. But yeah, I think so. It totally different game than yesterday. Like I say, Aalborg seemed to be a little bit quicker team. The passes were very much more connected and didn't allow Sheffield any sort of time and space in the offensive zone. They were on them in a hurry, and it was the turnovers and the couple of second chances that they got that they scored the goals. Is we see power play here setting up again a couple of decent opportunities. This one here, the back door there, as Phillips gets absolutely mauled out in front, but a nice little play set up by the two Sheffield players on that opportunity.
We spoke at the end of the first period about the need for the Steelers to maintain discipline. They didn't give up any penalties during the second period, and Olimp gave up 3.
Exactly, and that's what they needed. And this one here, again, just a little bit unlucky. Phillips off to the races there, really pushing that 2-on-1. A little bit unlucky, doesn't go back door and in the net, but then again, here's on DeLuca. So whether they say that he cuts across the guy and gets a hold of the guy as well, I don't know. But that's number one that does show it.
And that's the goal, straight from the face-off. The immediate slap shot from Sointu to make it 2-0. Hodgman always playing with a smile on his face, but particularly when a face-off win leads directly to a goal.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's nice to have that excitement, you know, and he set his player up there for a reason. You can see that they've overloaded that side, so maybe it was something that they said we're going to try and win it back to that spot, and, you know, I won't say it's a skillful thing to win it to that exact spot where that player is ready for a one-timer, but got to be lucky to be good, and that was a great face-off win, and where does it end up in the back of the net?
What's Aaron Fox's message going to be during this intermission? Because his team are in a strong position. They know they can see games out. It's just got to be more of the same, surely.
Well, it is. I mean, you've got a power play to start the period off. You don't need to score on it, but boy, it would be nice to get one early to stretch that out to 3. But I think he's going to say, just be patient. Again, you're going to get the chances. I don't know if Olimp have a second gear or a third gear to go to. I think we've seen most of the speed that they've got. So Sheffield have been able to handle that in a decent defensive zone. What they haven't done today, what they did yesterday, they're limiting the turnovers that they've given up in their own zone. There's only been 1 or 2 or 3, whereas yesterday we were well into double figures of turnovers that allowed the Aalborg team to literally come right back and keep the pressure up and in the zone. So, again, don't give anything up cheaply. Keep control of the puck. If you don't have anything, chip it off the boards out, make it come back another 150 feet or 180 feet. Get one guy pressuring the puck all the time. Make sure you're not giving them time and space to make real nice, clear, crisp passes, and you should be able to play the game out. So, you get an opportunity. They've had a couple of 2-on-1s. They've had a chance. DeLuca on the back door a couple of times. Power play to start. Now they've got to put one in the net.
What Olimp do have that the Steelers don't, though, is a fourth line. The longer the game goes on, could tiredness play a factor for the Steelers, playing as short as they are?
Well, I think so, but I don't think that fourth line's had a ton of ice time, to be fair. I mean, you know, you've seen there's been, 3 penalties for Sheffield in the first and sort of the other way around for Olimp in the second. So that fourth line's not been on the ice an awful lot to tire everything out. So you're using your top 3 lines, whether you're penalty killing or power play. Like we said, you know, a couple players off each line are the guys that are rolling through. So those are the ones that are getting more tired. The fourth line, I don't think they're going to do anything too creative. A little bit of a forecheck, a little bit of this. Their job is to try to create a little bit of energy. But if Sheffield control the puck well, that fourth line can't do anything anyways.
Well, that's the situation for the Sheffield Steelers then. 20 minutes away from back-to-back victories in Group F of the Continental Cup. A place in January's Grand Final is not too far away, but there's still 20 more minutes left in this one, which will come up at the other side of this short break. It's the Manchester Storm versus what's left of the Sheffield Steelers. Todd, Ellaby, Connolly, Armstrong and Brust are all missing. It's been an odd few days for the Steelers. They blew a third period lead on Wednesday to lose a game they probably shouldn't have, then scored 4 without reply to complete a late comeback in Manchester yesterday. Rok Stojanovic, reliable and trusted, shipped 4 in 22 minutes and got pulled. Barry Brust, struggling for consistency all year, came in and shut Storm out the rest of the way. What'll happen in tonight's Challenge Cup game is anyone's guess. Hodgman wins the draw. The Steelers will get it out as far as Sointu, the scorer last night. Indeed, in his last 2 Steelers games. Sullivan banks one off the wall. Steelers play it straight back in, deep into the Storm zone. Latal. Now for Hodgman. Back up for Mosey. Likes to shoot. He does. He gets a tip and the Steelers score. It didn't take long for Latal to find the net. Just 41 seconds. It's the perfect Steelers start. Mosey sends it through. And the little touch from Latal gets it beyond Ginn. Everything the Steelers could have hoped for. A nice early settler. Can't get it much further on. There's defensive work for Sasha Danielson to do. And Jonathan Phillips just gets it across the blue line. Didn't want to be too adventurous. Here's DeLuca. Across the line. Defensemen are just changing behind the play, so he gives it to Latal. Nice, lovely puck movement for the Steelers, and Jonathan Phillips couldn't finish it from right in front. It was wonderful passing, and it just needed a finish. This puck is not past Earhart, though, and the Steelers not quite able to reach it at centre ice. And we skate 4-on-4 with Brady. Trying to move inside and get the pass across towards Hamilton. It comes back to Brady. Stojanovic plays it out, but only as far as Hamilton. He turns back onto his forehand, then fans on the pass and is grateful to get another go. Earhart. There's the seam. The shot comes through from Sullivan. Save made by Stojanovic, and the rebound put in. Stojanovic spilled it, and Hamilton was only too grateful. It's the shot from Sullivan that Stojanovic doesn't deal with as he would like. The puck gets too far away. And Hamilton was not about to pass up an opportunity like that. It's a 4-on-4 goal, and it ties the game at 1. I mentioned Stojanovic's numbers against Manchester particularly low, against everybody else particularly high. Exactly the opposite situation for Barry Brust, who against Manchester was, it's a save percentage over 97. Here's Sointu. Steelers into the offensive zone with a little bit of speed. Carrying it around is Hodgman. Schultz moves it on. Looking for the cross-crease pass and the tip in. And that's exactly what they get. They scored early in the first, they scored early in the second, and they're 2-1 in front. Puck fired across. It's Sointu taking up a good position at the top of the crease. Not sure if it was his final touch or the defenseman near him. But either way, the puck's in the net, and the Steelers are 2-1 in front. DeLuca across to the far side. Mosey trying to get past McNulty. Still Mosey. Hodgman. So often the Steelers look to him to be the provider. Oh, that's a terrible hit from McNulty. Goodness me. The Steelers will score here. And they deserve a goal following that hit from McNulty. It was Nate, it was nasty. And Storm have been made to pay. It's a power play goal. But they're going to get another power play coming straight up. It was DeLuca who got it back for the second bite of the cherry. And no mistake with the follow-up shot. Played behind the goal, but a little too much on it. That's a good one from Graham to get the Steelers moving forward. Can they centre it? Not quite. And this one's going to come all the way through to Morgan. Off the bench, Liam Morgan's in, and Rok Stojanovic has denied him. And then the whistle goes, and McLeod's a little frustrated because the puck was live. But it was Liam Morgan off the bench, and unseen by the Steelers defence, who went in on goal. And the Rock came up big. Once and then twice. Fawcett gets onto it. Across the blue line. Shot comes through, Stojanovic save, rebound, he's back in position to cover up a follow-up shot. The Steelers will get it down the boards and they'll get it past McNulty and out. The initial save from Stojanovic was good. The puck was alive. He got back across to prevent any follow-up shots from getting through. The Steelers penalty kill has more work to do here. Trying to squeeze one in short side. There was no route through from McLeod. Critchlow. That one got through and it got tipped in the blue paint. Storm do get a power play goal and they get it from Simmons. It's a 5-on-4 power play goal. Late in the second period, they've halved the deficit.
That backdoor drive there as they get the opportunity.
Break opportunity here, led by Valorant, and tapped in! Sointu's got himself another! He's in red-hot form.
An excellent opportunity there. Valorant turns the passer here, as we can all see. It's a great pass. Maybe the D-man just commits a little early, but Sointu does a good job just pushing it through Ginn's 5-hole there, but netminder was well in time across. Stick up in the air, though, unfortunately. You can see him there. I think as he leans on his leg coming through, he knows that he needs to come across with the paddle down, but happens fairly quick here. Manchester defenseman just goes down a little bit awkwardly. Doesn't really take away the pass or the shot there.
That one is loose in the crease and Steelers can't get it covered. And the shot came in from Brady and Stojanovic made another save. 3 minutes to go and Storm are pressing, and that's a good tip from Valorant to take it up and out of play.
Yeah, Valorant does a good job there cutting off that pass, but there's the man right there on the spot for that last sort of 20-30 seconds. Did a great job, even though he loses his stick, gets into position quick. But again, you watch this as it turns around. The puck gets to the net quick right there. That's not a shot for a goal. That's a shot to see what happens. I've watched a few of the NHL games lately. There's been a lot of goals that have been scored by exactly that, just by pucks being thrown in.
Oh, and that one's been deflected in. It's found its way through. Took a couple of touches, I believe, and has beaten Stojanovic. And Storm have got within one with 2:50 left.
Yeah, again, it looks like it goes off Jones. This isn't a shot to score. This is a shot to skid it in the front. Right there, it goes off Jones's stick, or off his skate and goes in. A little bit of a high tip maybe onto Jones and then into the net.
DeLuca. Under pressure from Hamilton. And here's Brady, big slap shot, put it wide. That was a chance.
Netminder's been pulled as well on an opportunity to shoot the puck down. Now we see what Sheffield can do to try to lock it up here. A minute and a half to go.
6 on 5. Storm are gambling. Ginn's on the bench. They have 6 skaters. The Steelers need the puck out of the zone. Hamilton doesn't let them. Van Wormer sandwiched. Crowd brought to life. Will the puck get to Springer? It won't. The Steelers will move this away. The empty net gapes, and the Steelers find it. What a night for Matthias Sointu. A great night for Matthias Sointu against the Manchester Storm. And a good afternoon so far for Matthias Sointu against HK Olimp Riga. He scored in the second period to extend the Steelers' lead to 2-0. They are 20 minutes away from back-to-back victories, and they have just about a minute and a half of power play to start the third period. And Ron, the fresh ice is bound to be an advantage because we've seen in the games so far in this tournament that it really does cut up towards the end.
It does. It gets snowed up. You can see a lot of piles in around the benches for sure, and in around the netminders' posts and things. So, yeah, fresh ice, good thing. We said as long as it's not wet, it's fresh. That's nice and slidey, and you get puck movement on that. You can sure get some lumber behind the shots going through, and that's exactly what Sheffield need to do. They need to stretch this one. They need to get another one here somewhere, and then they may be able to see the game out just by control, like we were talking about before. So they've got more than enough on the bench right now. They are a little bit short benched, yes they are, but it's not been a game like it was yesterday. I don't think they've been overstretched today and having to really defend hard, and on their attacks they've been able to control the puck a little bit better than they did yesterday.
Boosted by a couple of power plays, the Steelers outshot Olimp 49 in that second period. Overall, they lead 27-20, and they lead 2-0 on the scoreboard. We're back underway in the third period. Continental Cup Group F from Aalborg in Denmark. Jonathan Fernley here with Ron Shudra. Steelers on the power play with Reinis Lenix in the penalty box. 5-on-4 with Latal bringing his team across the line. Around the boards. Didn't quite slide on as it wanted to. Todd turned it inside, but the Steelers lose out.
Yeah, but I just saw Latal there. He had plenty of room to tight turn that up the boards, and he decides to go a bank pass off the boards behind the net. So right here, you know, you've got the opportunity to set it up again, and Sheffield are guilty twice now of some pretty poor decision making there in my eyes.
Todd just waiting for the lines to change. Steelers sending out some fresh skaters ready for the second part of this power play, and it's DeLuca. Still he skates on into the corner. Met there by Adelsons. Cetis with Valdix and Armstrong. Adelsons, Grinbergs. The power play time continues to tick down. This is not where the Steelers want it. They want to get it out and get it into a shooting position. Schultz. Now they have worked it across. DeLuca snaps it, save made, and the puck comes right back to Bonch Breivich. And he's grateful for that because he was tested by DeLuca.
Yeah, another good wrist shot there by DeLuca, but a good job by Olimp in the corner there, just killing some time off the player. It didn't have his stick, so definitely just shuffling it up and down the board. So good job, he killed quite a good chunk of their 15-odd seconds just playing with it in the corner in the feet, but it does pop loose, and Sheffield quickly get it from side to side, and with 7 seconds left here, it looks like they're just going to go with a straight line and ready to go.
Stick tap indicating that the power play time is ticking down and almost up. And now it is, and Lenix exits the penalty box. We're back to 5-on-5. The Steelers not able to add to their 2-goal advantage. Slapshot takes a deflection, goes into the corner. Jas in a bit of a tangle. Those shirts around him to help. Gets it back up to the blue line, and Olimp able to keep hold of it. Again, they'll send it in deep. Twisting and turning is Lenix. Svars as the puck knocked away from him. Now he's got to be careful with Mosey right on top of him. He's lost his stick. It's the pressure that Mosey can put on you. He'll close in a hurry. Olimp just had to make sure they had the right number of skaters out there. That was nearly a little disaster for them. Hodgman knocks the puck free. The Steelers happy to move the puck forward. Interesting to see if they do change the style of play in this game, whether they look to protect the lead they have. How much pressure will they put on in search of a third goal?
Well, it's all up to Olimp at the minute. They're the ones that have to put all the offensive pressure on and try and find something. Sheffield just can't be too defense-oriented.
Here's Shirikov's backhand shot, across, and it's there. Fed across to Mesaraups, and Olimp are on the board. Stojanovic beaten for the first time tonight.
Yeah, all from a little bit of a miscommunication down in the defensive zone. Trying to kick it up there. The two players go away from it, and then it's a pass back door. Jones maybe looking a little bit for a power or a shot to be on the net, not paying attention to the backdoor player coming across, and Stojanovic just about gets enough of it, but in the right place, but not quite doing the right things as Olimp do one to get back here and plenty of time. So now we'll see how this game pans out, how Sheffield's going to handle this and how Olimp's going to handle this as well, if they're going to try and go up a gear.
Sandis Mesaraups assisted by Alexei Sirikovs and Michaelis Redlich. Even strength at 42-49. We have ourselves a 1-goal hockey game. Steelers will look for an instant response. Sakshu Danielson, oh, he got a tip from Mosey, but that took it wide of the goal. Here's Todd. Sakshu Danielson again. Looking for the tip in from Armstrong. Defenseman without a stick for the moment, that's not ideal for Olimp. Here's Armstrong. Snaps it on, it takes a deflection, goes to the corner. Sakshu Danielson there to it first. Loses out in the battle with Adelsons. Important few moments for the Steelers to regain their composure, having seen their lead halved. DeLuca loses out. Good covering from Schultz. Schultz goes chasing. To it first is Sfars. A little bit of a reaction from Sheffield Steelers. Just hope they're not a little bit rattled by that conceding of the goal. They bounced back well yesterday after seeing their lead disappear. Got work to do in this one. There's Meseraps again, saved by Stojanovic, and he has to reach forward with the paddle and knock it free. He was just sitting at the middle of the slot for a moment.
Yeah, it's opened up a little bit back and forward here with, I think it's both third lines out on the ice. A couple of opportunities going each way, but I think it was Schultz that a little bit ill-advised. Plays it back into a lot of traffic coming the other way as Davy Phillips just about escapes.
Just let the puck get a little too far away from him and gathered back in by Redlish. And across onto the near side. Back out towards the top of the crease again and having a good spell, Olimp, putting the pressure on the Steelers.
That's a big save by Stojanovic again there. That puck comes out there and you can see how quick it went from stick to pad. So Stojanovic getting that leg down, some good control down below the goal line, and allowing another guy in the high slot to get a decent shot away. Sheffield just need to be careful. They need to get possession here and control again and calm this game back down. Don't turn it back into a track meet and do the giveaways and go up and down the ice.
Face-off win, but then possession turned over by the Latvians. Steelers get back onto it. They just want to spend a little bit of time in the offensive zone, just control the game for a little bit. Oh, and that one from Eberle. Sorry, Ellaby almost got all the way through. Kicked away at the last minute. Steelers will cycle it around. Jones. Hodgman trying to get body position. And he has. Can he get it through? He can. Latal. Oh, great stop. Bonch Brejevic kicking out the pad. That was the Steelers' best opportunity of this third period.
That's two big saves by the netminders to keep this game close and very, very into it for both sides.
Long shot through and into the glove of Stojanovic.
Yeah, Stojanovic at one end and then the other netminder down the other one, which Brejevic is doing a great job coming up and challenging, but good hard work on the forecheck again allows that opportunity in the lower sort of slot. But wow, we've had two good chances here in the last 30 seconds.
That one from Latal was Steelers' best opportunity of the third by some distance, and it was all created by Hodgman. That's what he does so well.
We're having a little bit of a chat about something here. I'm not sure what exactly there is. Officials have seemed to come off to the bench here, so it's not been a timeout from either side.
A video review of some sort. They're checking what happened on that Latal shot.
They are looking to see what's happening here. If it went in and out.
Looks like that's off the post, is it?
Don't know. Yeah, don't know if it was the Steelers that initiated that or not, or if it was a referee decision. To have a look, but yeah, it's good to see that they've gone to it and seen. But yeah, it happened that quick and posting out would have been nice. Posting in.
Also good that they didn't take too long reviewing it. One look was all they needed to confirm it. The Steelers can get straight back on with the game.
Need to get that clock running down.
DeLuca chops it. Doesn't get it out of the zone. Has another go. Again, doesn't get it far. Puyak sends it towards goal. There's a scramble out top of the crease. The puck loops up in the net. Loops up in the air and lands behind the net, I should say. Armstrong gets the Steelers a little bit of a breather. DeLuca trails the puck forward. Will DeLuca get onto this? Oh, not quite. Puyak's just knocked him out of the way.
And that wasn't happening in the first and second period where DeLuca, they're having two whacks at it and not clearing the zone. The first couple of periods, that was going out of the zone and relieving the pressure, but didn't work this time.
Stojanovic just being careful to make sure he played the puck in the legal areas. Armstrong tied up and the whistle goes. We've got a penalty here for a holding call. Olimp very impressed, the Steelers fans. Much happier.
Well, yeah, you will be with. He's still trying to figure out what the call is, but Jas is going to the penalty box. Nothing that they want to see. Definitely, again, giving the Steelers the opportunity. They need to get something here. They need to get something on this power play to stretch this back out and get back into control of this third period.
Doesn't appear to be much of a hold there.
Yeah, there's not an awful lot there. I mean,
when you consider how DeLuca was taken down in the
exactly. So I don't know.
Period. Well, the Steelers won't mind. They've got a 5-on-4 power play.
And if anything, it's 2 more minutes off the clock if they don't get anything here.
Just got to be careful of that shorthander going the other way. Here's Lattel. Trying to get this power play set up. Exchanges passes with Phillips. Now Hodgman. He'll look to be the provider. Latal often looks to be the shooter. That one gets blocked and deflected away up and out of play off Alexi Popovs.
Yeah, well set up this time. You saw the Sheffield forward there do that tight turn and control the play as opposed to putting it back behind the net, and they do get the opportunity out of it. Phillips doing a little 1-2 in the bumper of their position, and then stretching it across. It'd be nice if it was a one-timer on that side. It just seems that they're set up more for passing than shooting on the sides.
Hodgman wringing his hand, felt he got a slash. The officials didn't see anything. Here is Lattel. Back for Todd. Back for Lattel, who's arriving on the bounce and into his skates. Well, in the end, to control it.
And Phillips right there, like we said, Phillips gets in there and gets that puck retrieval and all the important information and stuff needed to get it back to the guy starting out again.
Sent across for Lattel. Back for Todd. Hodgman tried the shot. It was straight into the block in front of him. Steelers are grateful that the puck stayed in the offensive zone. They've still got 45 seconds of power play here. Hodgman will shoot. It gets blocked again. Jonathan Phillips again back to help out win back possession, but he doesn't get the puck in deep, and there'll be an opportunity for Svars to clear, which he can't take first time, but he can second. He'll just carry it forward and allow his team to complete a line change behind him. Todd and Sointu come back to win it. This one sent towards Stojanovic, and it bobbled and it bounced, and he wants to keep it alive. The Steelers want to see those seconds keep ticking off the clock. They don't want to face off in their own end while they're on a power play. The second half of this power play has not gone to plan. That one deflects off Todd from Meseraups. Olimp's goal scorer was seeking his second of the game. After a promising start, the power play faded rather alarmingly. Down under less than 12 minutes to go, but the Steelers do still lead by a goal. Schultz pops back up as Valdik's shot gets deflected away. Mosey tried to skate it on, saw it knocked away by Meseraups. Steelers trying to trap Olimp in the corner. It'll come across for Popovs. Calmly out to the near side, and Olimp should be able to get out of their zone now. They do. Redlish. Sorokov sends it in on goal. Stojanovic will grab hold of it.
Yeah, Sheffield back in numbers there. Valdik's doing a good job being the high guy, allowing DeLuca to get down and do some work in the corner. And nice to have that smart head on your shoulders. And see him on the defensive work that he does there. He actually tells his defenseman that who to take, what to do, and he's got a high guy, so that you do get a little bit of a wrist shot from the outside, and Stojanovic can easily hold that on.
Edis Bramanis is just waiting for a face-off to come back to him. He does, and the shot gets deflected away. With a shot that gets blocked, the Steelers trying to force this one across the blue line. And a couple of goes and finally manage it. Puck just won't settle down. You recognise the name Bramanis. It's probably from the season that he spent over here with Basingstoke. 15 years ago, mind. He did score 3 times against the Steelers. Although the Bison went on to lose all of those games. Mainly because you, Ron Shudra, scored for the Steelers in those games. Apsitis trying to bring it back in front of the goal on his backhand. Didn't quite work out. The Steelers just crowded him out. That puck is wedged up against the wall. Jones moves it back to Keaton Ellaby. On to Jonathan Phillips. Look how quickly the forecheckers are on top of him. Olimp found an extra step in this third period.
A little bit more physical in the third period as well. They've stepped up the physical contact. Maybe, as you said, trying to wear Sheffield down a little bit, getting a little bit more aggressive on the pinches for the defensemen as well.
That one is going to be icing. Steelers will be happy for that. We're past the halfway point of the third period. The only goal of the third period went to Sandis Mesoraups of Olimp. Steelers still leading by 2-1.
Yeah, Sheffield just need to be a little bit stronger on the boards. The physicality is coming in. Like I say, the defense are coming down a little bit more, and their top forward is tracking back a bit. You saw that last little play. I think it was Ellerby making the pass to Phillips. Maybe take a couple more steps as a D-man and try and push it up. That doesn't allow that D-man to then pinch in a bit, but he gives a pass really, really early, and that D-man is ready to pinch.
Stumble over the blue line by Prida. Presents possession back to the Steelers. No doubt that Olimp have just raised the game ever so slightly in this third period.
A little bit of life of goal scorer, isn't it? That you can just see what it does to a team. It lifts them that little bit of confidence that they finally get one by.
Swarming towards the puck a little bit more than they did. The Steelers having less time in possession and less comfortable time in possession. Limps a forward into the offensive zone. Well carried forward by Redlish, and a shot in on Stojanovic.
Yeah, Sheffield just need to be careful as well. You don't want to get, under 10 minutes now. You don't want to be putting yourself in a position to take a penalty on a hook or a little bit of a chop or something that's ill-advised, a little interference. So still got to be smart, still got to face on, keep those skates pointing at the players where they got to be, stick on puck all the time, try to eliminate decent opportunities, keep everything to the outside, let them cycle around the outside, don't chase in and get caught by doing too much if that's not your job at the time, and leaving somebody open on the back door, on the back post, or even high in the high slot. So back out and big face off here for Valdix.
Up against Sirakovs. Sirakovs won it, but he turned himself around too soon. Officials don't like that.
Yeah, they don't like that spin around play anymore, do they? I think that's a fantastic face-off thing. You can get spun around and get that puck and kick it out of there, but again, not allowed to do it. So Valdix gets to reset here and see if his quick hands can win this one off.
Up against Alexei Shirakovs. And it's Shirakovs who wins it cleanly back to Pujaks. Puck will settle down for the Steelers. They'll try and knock it across the line. DeLuca will chase it and he'll beat out the icing call. And then loses out in the shoulder-to-shoulder battle with Bazevich. Here's Jas. Steelers just lost sight of the puck for the moment. It was behind them and they didn't realise. No dramas though, they're able to get it away down this near side. As far as the red line, but no further. Olimp can't find the range with their passing, and that puck pops up and lands on the visitors' bench. And we have ourselves another stoppage.
Another stoppage, maybe helping Sheffield out a little bit more disjointed, maybe having to make the team start a little bit deeper than they wanted and not as free-flowing. But again, like I said, the physicality has started off just that little bit. As Olimp are trying to find some way back into this game.
Jonathan Phillips gets the puck in deep. Steelers forecheckers will go in after it, trying to force a turnover. Not seeing the defensemen push up quite so high as the game goes on. They're just taking that safer option of playing that bit deeper and making sure they're not getting caught out and that they can get to pucks like this one first. Ellerby. Jonathan Phillips tried to lift the stick and help the puck slide along the wall. Didn't quite work out. Ellerby. Jonathan Phillips backhanded out of the zone. That's all he wanted.
Nice little play there by Ellerby. Instead of going up the boards in a panic, he finds and turns around and finds Phillips, who stepped to the inside. Good defensive positioning there.
Puck is back with Apsitis. Shirakovs. Gonna shoot one from centre ice. It goes wide of the target. He's got his team into the offensive zone. Hodgman's got hit hard and got hit high and been knocked flat on his back. Steelers can't afford to lose any more players. And Hodgman completely poleaxed.
Yeah, just turned around right away, and we'll see it here as Hodgman comes in. It's a high hit to the chin for sure. Referee's arms up right away, and yeah, definitely want to see him get back onto the bench and be definitely okay. I think it surprised him more than anything as well, as He didn't see the player coming to the last second and couldn't really defend himself too much. As he just right there, he just gets it up, but I'm sure that you see the shoulder hit him right in the nose and just sting the eyes a little bit.
It's Alexei Shirikovs who landed the hit on him, and he has been penalised for 2 minutes. It'll be yet another Steelers power play, their 6th of the game.
Yeah.
One of those was a short one, but the Steelers power play needs to come through here.
They do. They need to get this stretched out. And like I say, you can say about controlling it all you want, but all it takes is a penalty the other way and a bounce here or there. Anything that can bring this game back, but Sheffield have to find something and get this game out of reach now.
The penalty is called high sticking. The Steelers power play unit goes to work, and a slap shot from DeLuca is wide. Mosey, that one gets past Schultz, he'll go and collect it. Back for DeLuca. Back out towards Armstrong, back for DeLuca. Steelers being patient. DeLuca tries to force it now through and draws the save from Bonch-Brejovic. Olimp don't get it out of the zone. Mosey. Schulz. Mosey trying to bring it in a little bit closer, then has to turn away from goal. Cross to DeLuca, controls it with the skate. Thinks about the pass to Schultz, then goes to Mosey instead. Backdoor play, and it didn't get a touch from Valdix.
Yeah, Valdix just a little bit slow getting there. Nice little setup, but dangerous play there by DeLuca going through.
Gets to Mosey, he sends it through, and the touch from Valdix, and it's covered up by Andrej Bonch-Brejovic.
Bonch-Brejovic staying down there, making sure he's got control of the puck as the Olimp defenseman clears Valdix out of the way, and netminder still down. As he sees a shot coming through here, we'll see if there's anything following through why he would stay down. Now it can't be anything there that's gone through, but a little bit of boxing out after, and don't know what he's saying too much about. It wasn't really any contact with Valdix coming through. Maybe just needing a half a second break here with some good puck movement there from Sheffield, and DeLuca getting on the end of one decent shot.
Olimp conceded 2 power play goals in their game against Gommel yesterday. Penalty kill is 6 for 6 so far if this holds up. Steelers want to turn that into 5 for 6. Give themselves a little bit of extra cushion. Hodgman to Lattell. Slaps it, it's bouncing around, and it's covered up by Bonch-Brejovic.
Yeah, Bonch-Brejovic's doing a good job there, just sort of, as you said, bobbles it around. He's in some discomfort, definitely. There's something he's not happy with. I don't know what it is, if it's a leg issue, but that's what he's trying to stretch out.
Karlis Zakrevskis is the backup netminder for Olimp.
Yeah, it just seems when he's pushing, he's a little bit ginger on it, so you can see there he's struggling to try to get up. There's definite something wrong with that one leg. Is if anybody tries to get up on a little bit of an injured leg, you always have that little bit of a limp and need a bit of hand. But
well, if you're a Steelers player watching that, you're shooting every chance you get.
Well,
now,
you
surely.
are. You're shooting and crashing and trying to get to the net. If you're not scoring on the original one, you're shooting everything in and around the pads and in and around the feet.
And Hodgman has it from Phillips' face-off win. Todd to Hodgman. Tal was trying to sneak in back door. There was no way through. Hodgman gets it back. Sointu is trying to provide a screen.
There's
and he
the
does!
bounce. Yes.
And it bounces in.
And it's who's that in the high slot there. Nice little deflection. I think it's going to be that man we said shouldn't be in there. Jonathan Phillips with a nice little touch on the play here. Watch this. It's a shot. Watch Jonathan Phillips right now coming up. Turns the body. Bang. Right there's the deflection. Bounces it down. And that's the stretch that we needed here to get Sheffield going. Excellent opportunity there to get the puck going. I was just about to say, I don't like that setup with those two forwards not getting shots on the outside. It looks as though they want to pass every time they receive it. They don't want to be a shooter, and pass comes back and a shot goes, and up to 2-goal spread again with under 6 to go.
2 3-1 games yesterday, and it's another 3-1 game so far today. A power play goal for Jonathan Phillips. 5 on 4, and the Steelers have their 2-goal lead back.
We said they needed to get something. And finally, the power play comes through here with a shot for a tip, and nice little hand-eye sets it off.
What do Olimp have left? They try and get a shot through traffic. Doesn't get all the way through to Stojanovic. Graham trying to chop the puck out of the zone, can't manage it. Jas forces it on. Pujaks well advanced. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. Shirakovs was tripped down. Oh, and then a little bit of afters. But an immediate chance for a response is coming the way of Olimp. For the first time since the first period, the Steelers are now going to go short-handed.
Yeah, this is not what they want. Jas is not happy about something. Phillips is just sort of having a little bit of a laugh and a giggle at it. We'll see it here. Yeah, it's another accidental trip, but Jas comes in here late and don't know what he's all upset about. It's not like he stuck it in there and can opened him. It was about a guy skating away from the play, and very, very important now. 5 minutes left to go here. Third period, 3-1. Sheffield need to be perfect again on the power play here to keep this game stretched out.
Steelers' third goal was scored by Jonathan Phillips, assisted Dane Todd and Justin Hodgman. A 5-on-4 power play goal at 54-20, while Shirakovs was in the box for high sticking. It's Jonathan Phillips' third goal of the season. Todd is now in the box for tripping. Power play coming the way of Olimp. With just 5 minutes to go, this might just be their last chance. Shirakovs. It's the puck back. Steelers passively watch on at the moment. They're happy for them to have the puck on the outside.
We're going to see how patient they are.
Shirakovs brings it in and shoots and draws the save. Stojanovic was equal to it. Puck goes over to the far side. Brahmanis. Back for Shirakovs. Angle is tight. It's onto the outside of the net. The Steelers want to get a clearance down the boards and out of the zone. That's exactly what they get.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they can see how patient they are to see if they're going to feel the pressure of having to score one early to give them plenty of time to get back into it. But Sheffield doing a great job so far. Everything is outside.
Svars keeps hold of it. Dishes it back up to Pujaks. He'll shoot. Stojanovic threw a blocker at it. He will get across the blue line. The Steelers catch a break. They've killed the first minute. Brahmanis. Forward at speed and driving right through the heart.
Another
was
penalty.
the skating of Chris Sapsitis.
It looks like it may be Jones who just got a stick in there. A little bit of a hook as he got beat to the inside. Fairly nothing play. We'll see what it is. Don't know who it's going to be going to the bench.
It's like Hodgman.
Hodgman. I have to say sorry to Jones there. I thought it was him that might have done something going to the right, and the player cuts back to the left, but obviously it was something from behind. But yeah, 5-on-3, huge now for Sheffield. Huge to see what's going to happen here. They need to win the faceoff right away and try and clear that zone.
They don't have Hodgman to take the faceoff.
John Armstrong, next best option at the minute. Armstrong and Phillips out in the front there to try and keep this tight.
5-on-3 for Olimp. They've got less than 4 minutes to find 2 goals. They have 2 extra skaters. Pujaks. Shirakovs dishes it down low. Working it behind the net at the moment. Going side to side. Back out. Shot hammered in. It's wide. Picked back up by Redlish. Out to the far side, and they'll get out of the zone.
Stick was broken, and unfortunately they couldn't do it. This is what Sheffield was trying to do on the 5-on-3 they had. Was behind the net play and then out for that one-timer shot, but Armstrong gets in the way.
Spin from Redlish. Adelson's is positioned in front. This is Shirakovs. Looking for the backdoor play. Oh, and it was completely missed by Redlish. Todd is out of the box. It's now 5-on-4. One-timer comes in. It's blocked wide. John Armstrong will get to it. He was a little slow to get it away, and he spins into position.
Excellent
and manages
work.
it second time around.
Yeah, excellent work by Armstrong there. He gives up the block to take the shot and does what he can. Uses that body and the quick hands to spin around. Didn't have the first opportunity to get it out.
Oh, David Phillips has lost out there. Puck taken from him by Meseraups. Steelers do get it clear. Disaster averted. We're up to 2.5 minutes remaining. icing against Olimp, and that's frustrating on
It
a
is.
power play. That's almost unforgivable.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you don't want to do that, especially run it off the end of your stick and let it go down. Unfortunate for them, they got to start 200 feet away, but great job by Sheffield there getting rid of that 5-on-3. Now back to 5-on-4. Armstrong giving up his body on the long body where the player breaks the stick, but he tries to get the block out of it and then comes back with another block just above the skates and the shin pads and clears the zone. So Phillips out there for a long time as well. He's been off for only 20-odd seconds. He's back out there again to penalty kill. The engine that just doesn't stop, I guess.
Final few seconds of power play time for Olimp. Steelers have killed well so far. They'll get this puck away again. There was just that one real chance for Redlish. The puck came across the face of goal and he missed the one-timer. Hodgman is signalling he's ready to come back out of the box any moment now.
Yeah, puck's in your own zone, get in there, as he does.
Regulation time defeat for Olimp is not terminal for their chance of progressing, but it doesn't leave them any margin for error. They need a win tomorrow and all the other results to go their way. How aggressive are they going to be in the closing stages? Will they pull the netminder and try and force something? They might get an opportunity here with Shirikov's little 2-on-1 developing. He gets it across and they do get a goal. Michaelis Redlish, 121 for a 1-goal game now.
Yeah, it went from a 2-on-1 for Sheffield down the other end, back to a 2-on-1, so Sheffield defense got sleeping a little bit there. Somehow gave up a 2-on-1 from the puck being down below the hash marks at the other end. And Olimp, another backdoor play. Phillips doing just about everything he can, is not quite getting back in time.
Timeout called by Olimp.
And I would say now you will see the netminder coming for definite.
Goal scored by Michaelis Redlish. He was a scorer yesterday. He scored a goal in the last round of the Continental Cup to help get Olimp to this stage. And he scored again tonight. And it's now a 3-2 Steelers lead. Assist on the play for Alexei Shirikov's, his second point of the game. So 19 from 62, even strength at 58-39. Looks as though Bonch Brojovic will go back into goal for at least the face-off, but you'd expect as soon as they get solid possession that he'll be off to the bench for that extra skater.
Exactly, that's what Sheffield need to do. If they lose this draw, they've got to get on the horses and get to that puck as quick as they possibly can to put that pressure on, and then it's just all about control. Try and get that control and get it down the zone. You don't need to score, you just have to have the puck, and Sheffield win the draw, so they've got the puck. All they got to do is keep it now.
Good work from Armstrong with the clean win. And now he'll take the Steelers across the line. Wants to get it behind the goal and keep it there for as long as he can, and no better player than John Armstrong to try and do that. Combination with Jonathan Phillips, and the two best Steelers players at playing keep away. Now they've got to head back, so they've got a minute's worth of game to see out. Phillips gets to it. It's tied up in the corner. The extra skater is out there. 6 skaters for Riga.
Smart play there by Jonathan Phillips, just chipping the puck down, making it 200 feet to go again. Not going for that empty net.
Steelers got an empty net goal last night. 30 seconds to go in this one. Puck behind the goal. Schultz trying to get in body position. He has a jab at the puck. Hodgman's there to help out. Shirikov's trying to free it for Riga. Up the boards. Can the Steelers get it clear? They can. It's not going to go near to the empty net. Will it be icing? It will. It was slowing up, but not quite enough. And we've got just under 10 seconds left. That is enough time for a face-off win and a spell of pressure. The Steelers still have their timeout if they want to use it.
We'll have a little look and see if Fox will do it. I don't think he'll do it, because obviously the Olimp team they're just as tired. They've just had 20 seconds of hard-fought work trying to get the puck out of the zone or out of the corner. So you've got your face-off man on the ice now. Everyone's just pointing to make sure, protect lanes and keep it to the outside and make sure you give up everything.
Hodgman gets it back. The Steelers try and slap it around the boards. Can't manage it. There's still work to do as the seconds tick down. Can Olimp get it in front for one final shot? They can't. The Steelers have won by 3 goals to 2. Played 2, won 2 in Group F of the Continental Cup. And the Steelers not quite there yet. We have to wait for other results. But they've done their job. They had to hang on to this one. But they have made it across the line with a 3-2 victory. Backstopped by Rok Stojanovic. And goals scored by Graham, by Sointu and Jonathan Phillips on the power play. And that is enough for the Sheffield Steelers to take the victory.
Well, what a great job they did on that. Obviously the power play needed to come through with how 6 sort of power plays. They needed that one goal. Obviously as they come down to the wire, Stojanovic just couldn't quite get across on the 2 goals that came out. He obviously the long legs just up and over, but fantastic work for what Sheffield did to close out the game here 3-2.
Alexei Shirikovs is man of the match for Olimp Riga. We'll then get the Steelers man of the match and of course the national anthem for the winning team. So now we will take a pause for the playing of the national anthem of Great Britain. Victory for the Sheffield Steelers by 3 goals to 2, but they were pushed all the way by HK Olimp Riga. Now the Steelers will wait on the other result tonight to know whether or not before tomorrow's game the Steelers may already be through. But before we get to head to tomorrow's game, let's take a look back at the best moments from the third period of this game, and it's a period that was won by Olimp by 2 goals to 1, but that 2-goal cushion the Steelers came into the period with proved to be enough in the end.
Yeah, just enough. As you see, the little bit of the battles going on here, just more of a lost puck there, and then a pass across the crease that neither Jones or Stojanovic can get a hold of, and just flips it up and over the outstretched right pad. Is not quite able to come across, but a little bit of a disjointed play, a bit of a puck battle lost between 2 players, maybe just both of them having a chat about who's got it, and they both overskate it. And then it's just a quick turnaround, and neither player out in front of the net can react quick enough as the puck goes cross crease and into the back of the net.
So that made it 2-1. The Steelers did have power play opportunities throughout this game. Weren't always able to make them count. They did finally make the last one count, but that was the best opportunity they had. 5-on-5 in the period with the chance for Latal, but
that was the one that ended up getting reviewed to see if it actually had gone in the net. Would have been nice if that one in the net, but obviously off the post and back out.
It's another clean game though for the Steelers penalty kill. It was yesterday and again today.
Yeah, they did a great job today. They're getting bodies in lanes and doing what they had to do to keep the puck to the outside. So they did a great job with that ability.
It's yet another close game in this competition. We've not seen the goals flowing, but the games have been tight. They've been nervy. And the Steelers players have had to work hard for them. Yeah, this was the power play goal that ultimately proved to be the game winner.
Yeah, that was the penalty that was taken. And some good opportunity here. Valdix off to the side. We're getting a little bit closer and closer each time they go through here. The netminder is struggling a little bit to get across. And Sheffield is putting a little bit of pressure on, and finally they get the way through here. Phillips just getting ready, paying attention. Another couple of shots through, and good opportunities for puck movement, and off the draw we go. And this is when then
Nice little play again. Set everything up. Phillips turning around, but it's nice. He faces the play each time, and then look, he's looking for where he can be and what he can set up. Stick down, ready for a pass across the bump, and then right here, coming across, he turns his body, deflects it back across, and nice little bounce there. Not much the netminder can do about that.
There's no question that the injury played any part in that at all to the netminder.
I wouldn't have thought so. No, he was tracking the puck well coming across there, and you can see that it goes opposite to where he is. He's coming across right there, and it goes back the other way. There's nothing he can do about that as he's moving to make that first save.
So the Steelers then had a little over 5 minutes left to hang on in this game. They took a couple of penalties, had some penalty killing to doing. And they had a 2-on-1 chance one way, and when they gave it up, 2-on-1 chance developed the other way.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see the defenseman there, Jones, going long body, trying to do as much as he can to delay it, and pass does find a way across, and again, just out over the outstretched right leg. Nice placement of the shot to put it in the net.
But the Steelers win the game by 3-2. We now wait for the result this evening between HK Gommel and Aalborg. If the results go the Steelers' way, they could be through before they play tomorrow. It is a 2 p.m. face-off tomorrow, UK time. I know there's been a little bit of confusion over that. 2 p.m. face-off for the Sheffield Steelers against HK Gommel. Both teams could be through. Just the Steelers could be through. Neither of them could be through. We'll just have to wait. Please join us on the stream from 1:50 p.m. tomorrow for the Steelers' final group game of Group F of the 2021-22 Continental Cup. On behalf of Ron Shudra, this is Jonathan Fernley signing off. The Steelers are winners again.